ladies and gentlemen, you've got us. I apologize for not being able to be there on Tuesday. It was all my fault. Cheese was ready. I was under the weather and in bed. So what we're going to do is tonight, Alabama versus Oklahoma. And hopefully we can make up for not being here on Tuesday. So, Cheese, I haven't seen you for a few extra days, buddy. How you been, sir?
I have been good. Are you feeling better?
I am. I mean, I'm not 100%, but, I'm never going to be not ugly, so I guess we're okay there.
I was going to say, when are you 100% on anything?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make this one. There was a couple crazy things that happened at work today, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to have to cancel a second one, am I? But I ended up, everything was fine, and we got home in time and all that, so we were good.
Riot. There was a mass riot. Admit it.
We don't say those words, sir.
Okay. You're like, okay, be cool. Okay.
So we're getting ready to start this thing. It's going to start in about 5-6 minutes here. So quickly, let's do the first thing. Let's go ahead and talk about who we think is going to win this game and why. Do you want to go first? You want me to take it, buddy?
Go ahead. Let me check the spread while you do it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let's go over some statistics here because both boy, this is going to be a long day if we start doing this already. Those of you who know me and have watched this show for a while, which I'm sure most of you here have, I'm a stats guy. So Alabama at Oklahoma. First thing, Alabama has never beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma, ever. So that's going against them. Alabama scores 31.2 points per game, yet Oklahoma only allows 13.9 points per game. Something's got to give there. Passing yards per game for Alabama, 273.2, yet Oklahoma only allows 192.2 yards per game. And rushing, Alabama usually gets 116.2, yet Oklahoma only allows 81.4. So most of you guys probably already know some of this. Like, okay, Alabama's got a really good offense. Oklahoma has a really good defense. And like I said, something's got to give. And I'm telling you what I think is going to give is the Alabama offense. They're going to give in to the Oklahoma defense. This is going to be more of a defensive game than most people think it is. I even think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think neither team will score more than 21 points, but I'm even going to give you a score. Oklahoma will beat Alabama 21-18.
Yeah, I agree. I think Oklahoma covers the 1.5. I think they win. Alabama's offense is pretty bad right now. It was a disaster against Georgia. They can't run the ball. They have no running game. And because of that, the teams know, and what they're doing, what Georgia did is just send pressure. And Ty Simpson has been very accurate, very good this year when he's had a clean pocket. But when you put pressure on him, he struggled. When they played Alabama, I watched that entire game. I thought Alabama would win. It was at Alabama. They played about 2 months ago or so. They just ran. Alabama ran for, I think, not even like 80 yards. Well, Oklahoma couldn't run the ball either. Neither team could run the ball. But John Mateer only threw for 138 yards. Yep. He was coming off thumb surgery. I don't know if you remember, he was the favorite for the Heisman after like the first 4 games, like end of September. Yeah. He was like the favorite for the Heisman. Then he got hurt. Hasn't been quite the same. But Ty Simpson threw for 326 yards in the game, but there were 3 turnovers. He had a fumble and interception, and they had 2 fumbles overall. They had 406 total yards to 212 for Oklahoma and still lost because of the turnovers. But Ty Simpson, when he struggles, when he got pressure, when they blitzed him, and that's what Georgia did as well. I think we'll see that again. And I think Oklahoma, we'll see how healthy Mateer is. But it's proven that he doesn't have to have a big game for them to win. And I think they went a low scoring. It might be lower scoring than even you said. And Oklahoma also leads the SEC in sacks. Yes. And Alabama's offensive line, it's hyped like it's really good, but it's really not. It's not that good. They got dominated by Florida State in week 1. It's better since then, but it didn't do well at all against Georgia or against Oklahoma when they played. Oklahoma had 4 sacks. in that game. So, yeah, both these teams are first and third in the SEC in points allowed and yards allowed. So it's a defensive game.
Yes, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we've already got a bunch of people hopping on board. We certainly appreciate it. We have got a lot to get to tonight. We're going to predict not just this game. We're going to predict every one of the first 4 matchups in the college football playoff tonight. We're going to talk about the shirt that I've got on here. We're going to talk a lot about ASU tonight. We're going to look at some draft eligible players in this game that play tonight. So we've got a lot to get to, and that's just the college football stuff. If this game runs long or something like that crazy happens, we got a lot of MLB stuff that we can do from the podcast that we didn't get to, and then I know we'll get to some of the NFL stuff because that's the sport that directly is affected by college. So we will get into some of those NFL topics as well. And you know what? I wonder if the Red Hot Reds podcast, I'm sure this is Roger, but I wonder if he's right tonight. Let me put his comment up here, Cheese, and let me ask you to comment on it and see if you think he is. Here it comes. Tonight, do we find out how much Alabama is a fraud?
Well, is it the Alabama team that won at Georgia a couple months ago? Or is the Alabama team that's offense did nothing against Auburn and Georgia? I mean, they can't run the ball, and if you get pressure, stop the pass, you get Ty Simpson running for his life, then yeah, they look like a fraud. And that SEC title game was a joke, absolute joke.
Yeah.
So why Georgia is better than Oklahoma, they are. You never know. It's been a few weeks, but I don't see Alabama scoring a lot of points against Oklahoma's defense at all.
Yeah, now, Roger, I'm not sure if I agree with this statement. You're only as good as your last game. I think a lot of times you have to take the overall season into account, except for injuries and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I know they did not look good in their last game, but you also have to remember, what was that gauntlet that Alabama went through? I mean, they went through, 4, I believe, SEC top 25 teams in a row and beat all 4 of them. So that was an impressive part of their schedule and things that they did.
Yeah, Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee won all 4. 2 of them weren't even close. They won convincingly against Vandy and Tennessee. So
yeah. Well, like I say, man, we're talking about a lot of different stuff today. I'm watching up here to see when the game's going to start. I see them all jumping around and everything else in the background, so they are certainly ready.
One more thing I just want to mention. LT Overton, the edge rusher for Alabama, is out, and he's a key player on that defense. So really good run defender, good pass rusher. So just wanted to bring that up. That's a big loss for Bama.
You got anybody that's out for Oklahoma by chance, or is that all you see right the moment?
I saw that a few days ago. I did not. It was someone just posting on X that he was out. So I have not necessarily looked at the injury reports. So I do not know about Oklahoma.
All right, no problem.
I just made a note of that.
We'll put Ricky up here as well. So we had Roger, and then now we're going to have Ricky. These guys are both the hosts of the Red Hot Reds podcast that we have here on the All Gloves Off Sports Media Network. So we're getting all kinds of comments here. We appreciate you guys cranking them right out. We thank you for that. We'll be opening these comments all night long. We're going to bring up a lot of different things. We're going to talk about the coaching carousel. I am probably going to play the video from the Roadrunners head coach. What is that? Western, I don't know, WTSA?
UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio. We got to kick off.
All right.
Oklahoma receives. I'm guessing Alabama deferred. This is who would take the ball in a defensive game.
True. Absolutely. So, we got to talk about this a little bit, right? Before his thumb surgery and after his thumb surgery, and that's John, I believe it's Mateer is how it's pronounced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was really well, and we talked about this off air. He was, at the beginning of the season, he was like, okay, there's the Heisman Trophy winner right there. Go ahead and do your pose, and let's start printing the postcards. Well, of course, as everybody knows, that didn't turn out. He wasn't even in the Final Four. So how things can turn in the beginning of the season to the second half of the season here. So here's the first play from scrimmage. It's a drop back, Oklahoma. He is scrambling for his life across the 25 and down right there at the 25.
But well, he can run. I mean, he's mobile. They run a lot of option. They run a lot of RPO, and they do a lot of just quarterback calls, quarterback design, quarterback runs. Excuse me, that's what I meant. And I think he had over 400 yards rushing, and he missed some games. So that's a whole part of their offense that Oklahoma has that Alabama definitely does not.
And I mean, you and I discussed this on the Lights Out Sports podcast a couple weeks ago. I didn't like Alabama getting into this whole thing as it was. There's a run on the second play. There looks like they've gained a few yards on that, so it'll be third down. But I agree with Ricky here. He says a 3-loss team in the playoffs is ridiculous. I guess if there's going to be a 3-loss team, it probably should be Alabama. But I do believe there were some other 2-loss teams that should have jumped them and gotten this spot in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had him, and we talked about that. I would have switched to well, first of all, Tulane and James Madison both should not have been in, but just say they can. Here's the third down play. Going to be caught. Is that Deion Burks? That is Deion Burks. I really like him. He is a undersized receiver. Surprisingly, he's only averaging about 10 yards a catch, but real clutch player for them. You'd think he'd give a lot of yards after catch. I think he will in the NFL, probably an NFL slot. And I think he could be a day 2 pick.
Okay. Now, did you watch the replay they showed from the front of the receiver catching the ball there? It almost looked like his elbow came down out of bounds before the foot came down inbounds.
I think he's in.
Okay. Yeah, he must be in the next play. So,
and he's not even their best receiver. Alabama running to the midfield, 7-yard gain on first down. Isaiah, Tanya.
You can have that one, buddy.
He's number 5. That helps. He's
okay.
Top of the screen right now. He is their big play threat. He was their stud this year. Led them receiving, yards after catch.
Did he just fumble?
No, they're saying down. Okay. So it's gonna be about a 3rd and 2 from the Bama 49. Great drive so far. Got to get this though. Let's see.
Yeah, they're going to show the replay here. Oh, that ball's out.
Was the elbow down?
I don't think so, but it also looks
he
like
recovered it. Well, he recovered. Yeah, it's a moot point.
Yeah, so the 3-loss team here, and we know the last word's mad here. By the way, we got it. He says I just want Bama to lose so Notre Dame fans could get even more mad.
Yeah, I would have had Notre Dame in, and I would have BYU in. I would not have had Miami or Alabama in.
Yeah, we both agreed with both of those. Yeah. I'm not sure about Miami not being in. I agree with your earlier statement. I don't like James Madison and Tulane both getting in. Even though when we do our college football predictions, I am going to predict one of those 2 teams is going to win their game. So we'll get to that here in just a little bit.
But you're going to pick one of the Tulane and James Madison to win?
Yes, I am.
I am not.
I like how you stared right at me like you're a demon and I'm some kind of angel or something. You're just like, I am not.
I am definitely not.
Okay.
See, I got 2 TVs on, and the second TV, one's ABC, one's ESPN, is about 15 seconds behind. So I get to watch like a replay before the replay. So I just turn and watch it's like, how did that go incomplete? I mean, rewatch that. Okay. So I got left TV, right TV.
All right.
2nd and 10.
I've only got the one television, so at least in this room. I've got a whole bunch of TVs in the house, but only one in this room. All right.
They're definitely trying to run the ball. They only ran for 74 yards, it says here, last time they played.
That was a heck of a stuff by Simmons, though, on that 3rd down play.
It was 2nd down.
Well, you are right. Yes, I apologize. But this 3rd and 10, so they got 10 yards to go here.
Yeah, I think Satania, if that's how you pronounce his name. I should look it up. He's at the bottom of the screen. Let me see if I can look up how to pronounce his name because I don't want to keep mispronouncing it the whole game. He's so good. He's so fun to watch. Isaiah.
Yeah, so we're going to have to hold. That wasn't good. He stumbled. Looked like the receiver stumbled there.
Pro.
Yeah, we got so much to get to tonight, man. I don't know if we can do things besides the college football stuff. There's so much of that to get to.
Satania. Okay, I had to have it right. Isaiah Satania.
So it's 4th and 10. The
Got a punt.
Yeah, I'm going to say Oklahoma is not going to go for it. Now, when you say got a punt, they're in Alabama territory. I know it's not much, but they are in Alabama territory. So let's see so they would have been on the 45. Here's the punt. He catches it around the 13. So
you can't give Alabama short field. Their offense has been struggling. You got to make them earn every single yard. If it was 4th and 5, they would have punted. Oklahoma is just not – they have a great defense, but their offense, just hasn't been great since the thumb injury for Mateer. So you got to play field position in a game like this.
Okay, especially in the beginning, right? There's no need to take the chance on the very first series of the game, right?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure we were all on the same page here. So we should be good, right?
Yeah,
so we're getting ready to see the Alabama quarterback, Ty Simpson, for the first time. So before he comes onto the screen and we start talking about him a little bit, give me a little background on Ty Simpson. Where do you think he is in his development, and do you believe that he will be drafted this year? I guess we don't know if he's coming out yet or not. How about that? Do you think he's coming out?
I don't. I think he's got one more year of eligibility left. I think he stays.
Yeah, he does.
If you're not going to be a top 10 pick and you're a quarterback, you might as well come back. They don't care if you're 21 or 25 as long as you can play quarterback. So age doesn't matter.
Okay.
And typically you're not going to drop unless you – he needs another year of development. It's his first year as a starter. He was a 5-star recruit. He waited behind Milroe. And in the middle of the year, he looked like maybe a Heisman favorite. And he's kind of dropped off a little bit. So I think it might be better. I think he'd make more money. I think it'd be better for him to come back and work on handling pressure better and be more accurate. Because when he's in the pocket and it's clean, he's deadly accurate. And he's had some really games where he just looked amazing this year.
Okay. So he needs a little bit more development. All right. You don't think he's going to come out?
I don't. I'm wondering if a lot of quarterbacks are going to stay. And like I said, if you're not a top 10 pick and you have to be a quarterback as well, you can't be like a linebacker, but if you will get more money in NIL than you will if you're drafted like 15th, 17th in the draft. So
yeah,
unless you're a consensus top 5 pick, like Fernando Mendoza will be, then you might as well stay and work on your development.
So then let's talk about a couple of these other quarterbacks as we get ready to see Ty Simpson come on. His first 9 games, he was 21 and 1 touchdown to interception ratio. In his last 4, he's been 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So he's really fallen off, as you have already alluded to here, in his last 4 games. What about Mendoza? Is he the number 1 pick, or is there anybody else that might be able to take that spot from him once the draft comes around, at least in this early stage of our preparation, especially your preparation for the NFL draft?
The only way he's not the first pick is if someone like the Giants and Titans, who don't need a quarterback, pick and don't trade it. And I don't think any of that's possible. I think if the Raiders have the pick, they'll take him. This is between those 3 teams. And if it's the Giants or the Titans, they'll trade it to someone like the Jets, who have a ton of picks. So the only way is if teams just don't value Mendoza as a prospect and they can't trade it. It's someone like the Titans or Giants. But I do think right now he's going number 1.
All right. So then by what you just said, we'll dive into this for a second. I know we're going to get off the college football landscape for a moment. 2nd and 9 here for Alabama. Do you think then that the Giants are going to stick with their current quarterback and they're not going to take a quarterback in the draft?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
they're going to. He's shown enough with his tools. He just got to protect his body more. Yeah, he's shown enough where they're going to keep him. He's missing his best receiver for most of the year. So
that's true.
A bad offensive line. So yeah.
Okay.
They would trade that pick because they need a lot. I mean, they have the worst record in the NFL. So they would, if they could work out a trade and get extra first-round picks, they're going to do it. Incomplete on 3rd down. He threw it into the ground. That's Isaiah Horton. See, one thing about Alabama, their strength is the receivers. They're 4 deep at receiver. They have 4 guys that are going to be playing on Sunday for sure.
He should have caught that ball.
Yeah.
Though.
It was tough, but he should have caught it. That is Isaiah Horton. You also have Lot-Zaire Brooks, a freshman. Of course, Ryan Williams, one of the best receivers in the country. And Jeremy Bernard, who's an interesting prospect for the draft also. So they're deep at receiver, but the offensive line's not very good.
All right, so here's the punt from like the 7-yard line. He boots it down to about the 45. It takes an awkward bounce.
Terrible punt.
Yeah. And basically, they're going to get it at like the 42-yard line, it looked like.
Okay, so they're almost at midfield. Yeah, 41-42.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver, is number 5 for the Crimson Tide.
Mm-hmm.
He's an interesting prospect. He gives me some Randall Cobb vibes if I was going to do a comp, in that he doesn't look like he's super fast. He doesn't look like he's super athletic. He's not super big, although I think he's a little bigger than Cobb. But he's just so explosive. When he ball's in his hands, forget it. So you can manufacture plays for him. He'll probably be a good return man as well in the NFL. So he'll be a second or third round pick in my opinion.
Okay,
but he reminds me of Cobb just watching him.
Yeah, now you brought up height and weight here for a second. I was going to do that earlier when we were talking about Simpson because Simpson's 6'2", so he's taller, but he's only 208 pounds. On the quarterback scale, Cheese, when you're looking at these guys, is there a certain weight that a quarterback has to be, or a certain height that a quarterback really needs to be for him to go make that jump from college to the pro leagues?
You want at least 6'1". That is so they can see over the line.
Mm-hmm.
If you're, I still remember Drew Brees is a touch under 6 foot. Even him would tilt his head back and have trouble sometimes seeing over the line. Typically you want at least 6'1", and probably about 208's fine. I think 210, 215 you'd like, because they're going to take a lot of hits. So, typically, 6'1" would be minimum. And there's some exceptions. Obviously, there's Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson are exceptions, but for the most part, yeah.
Well, I'm not even sure if I know Kyler Murray is the exception, but you can't really say an exception to the rule until he's successful. And I don't really think Kyler you would put him in the successful category as a quarterback yet in this NFL days, right?
Yeah, he had some good years. I just mean as a prospect. I mean, he was going number 1, and Russell Wilson fell because of his height, not because of anything else. Because of his size, that's why he fell in the draft. And I think Russell Wilson helped Kyler Murray, a little bit in the draft. So it's just Kyler Murray was going number 1, period. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, one of these guys that I think may be delivering some of these hits tonight. In fact, there's Kyler Murray on the television screen right there.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, he's not playing football. I may as well go to the game, right?
Quarterback It's quarterback you.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, there you go.
Now there's Brian Bosworth. I had him on the pregame. Now, do you know what the hard to kill mantra is there? What is up with that?
I have no idea.
I know it was something that their coach said, like in a press conference or something. Like, he made some comment like "we're just hard to kill" or something like that. I don't know. I kind of like it. I like these little mantras and stuff like that. I think it motivates the players. I think it also kind of. There you go. There's a kid holding a sign that says it. So I really think it brings these players together if they can get behind a saying or if they can get behind something such as. What do you think about football and chemistry and how everything has to kind of come together, Cheese?
Well, they're going to try and run even if it doesn't work.
Yeah. Even if they can't do it, they're going to.
They're going to run the ball and play defense. That's the game plan. I think I get it. But they're going to have to throw some. You asked about chemistry?
Yes.
What about?
What do you think chemistry is I'll phrase it a little different, but do you think chemistry is a must-have in order to be a successful football team?
Yeah, you got to have some chemistry. It's probably a lot tougher with all the NIL.
It's not a bad first pass.
Yeah. Took a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is 84. I cannot think who that is.
He was the outside receiver, comes over and like a
I can't find him.
Not really a curl route.
I don't see him listed.
Carter is his name because I just saw it in the back of the jersey.
Okay, good, because I don't see him listed on the roster. Okay.
Maybe he's their secret weapon.
Don't see him.
I mean, that was a pretty big gain. That got him out to the 36.
Here is it? Oh, Jermichael. Here I found it. Jermichael Carter is his name.
Oh, he was wide open and got an overthrow there.
Yeah, Mateer's another one of those that people were talking about, a couple months ago as being maybe a top 15 pick, but he's going to have to go back to school. He's just too inconsistent there. You can't miss that throw. He's got to work. See how he kind of sidearmed it, sailed it.
It was an awkward looking pass, now that they show it in slow motion, as you just saw, the sideways.
Why is he sidearming?
Kind of weird.
Why is he sidearming him? He just sailed it. Why are you doing that? You don't need to. You only do that if there's a guy about to knock it down. You do it on the side.
Right.
So that's just that's terrible mechanics.
Here he goes running. Now he's going to get the first down on the run. Nice run.
Yep, he can do that. That is his strength. And a lot of people think if he can really improve as a passer, he could be a really good NFL player. But since he hurt his thumb,
he's only 2 for 5 right now.
Yeah.
So
you saw him badly miss an open guy. It would have been a touchdown. So you can't miss those.
Yeah, so Oklahoma does have an edge rusher. We might talk about him. Well, you know what? Let's wait until Oklahoma's defense is on the field, and then we'll talk about that big edge rusher here in a second. You are listening to the Lights Out Sports live GameCast of the Alabama versus Oklahoma college football playoff. I just realized that I spelled Oklahoma wrong on the part up there at the top, but
no one probably noticed.
Probably not until I pointed it out. Now everybody's going to give me crap for it, but that's okay.
Torrey Blaylock, the running back, I kind of feel bad for him. He's going to average about 1 yard a carry at this point.
Right?
He's got nowhere to run. He's had one good run on the first drive, but other than that, nothing. They got a little wishbone look, but got some receivers there in the backfield. Okay, they're getting out of it.
They split one out wide to the right from the wishbone look, and then he just threw it away.
Yeah, Alabama's all over that. They tried to throw from the wishbone, and Alabama saw their receivers there. So the wishbone usually doesn't get passes thrown from it. Talk to our fans about the wishbone and kind of what that does, and stop smiling so big. All right, you already look a lot better than me. Stop smiling so big. No, well, I mean, technically they didn't do a wishbone because one of the receivers went in motion, but they had 2 receivers and a running back in the backfield. I guess they were trying to show a run formation and throw out of it, and Alabama didn't fall for it. The wishbone's an old school formation where you had 2 fullbacks and 1 running back in the backfield. It was a heavy formation. Look at the break and tackle.
Yeah.
Look at this play.
Another first down.
First and goal.
Yep, less than 5 yards to the end zone. Nice.
It's Xavier Robinson, the backup running back. Heck of a
backup running back?
Yeah. Torrey Blaylock's the starter. Just come out of the backfield. No one picked him up. And then he broke a tackle.
And that's a nice move right there. I don't know more or less of that nice move on number 1, or if he – like if he did a nice move, or if he broke the tackle, or however you want to say that. That looks nice.
Yeah,
so as you said, first and goal, 5 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the first quarter.
You can't ankle tackle running backs in the open field. And that's what Damani Jackson just tried to do. I hope that's who that was. I hope it was Damani Jackson.
8th play of the drive, and here we go. He's going to
look at the move. Touchdown, Oklahoma, John Mateer. You can see his athleticism in that play. The cuts he made, he can do that. He is really athletic, and he's probably about 6'1", probably about the minimum you need. And he's just got to improve as a passer, and he'll play on Sunday.
Yeah, so it looks like they pulled everybody to the left, and then he turns around and runs it to the right.
Just a heck of a run. The play was supposed to go left, but he read it. His vision is outstanding on that play, and he got some blocking downfield.
So they did a 8-play, 59 yards, and 8 plays there to score. They did get the touchdown, and now they have the extra point. So Oklahoma leads in this first college football playoff of this season, 7-0.
Well, Bray Hubbard, their outstanding safety, took himself out of play. He got lost. Ran into his own teammate. He was the only person that had a chance at Mateer, and he just completely got lost in the middle of the field there.
All right. So this is So we said it was going to be more of a defensive game, and so far maybe not so much. I mean, the field position played a lot into that. So for those fans that are out there and they're the people who are like, oh, you have to have all three phases, right? Special teams really played a big part in that because they started on the 42-yard line, and then one big play got them at least in field goal range almost right away. So they just drove that ball down the field. Do you still think, Cheese, that you would consider offense and defense more important than the special teams, or where would you put special teams in the overall position of things in a game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, offense and defense is more important, but special teams can flip a game if it's even. If you have better special teams, can flip a touchdown or two. I mean, it can completely flip a game. I've seen it because my NFL team is so bad at special teams year after year after year. And they never address it. It costs them at least 1 or 2 games a year. But anyway, yeah, it's important. It's just not as important. It's tougher in college you only have a certain amount of practice time. It's really tougher because you got to practice offense and defense. So a lot of teams just aren't as efficient in special teams because you just don't have as much practice time. Now that bowl games and college football playoff, you do have that practice time, but it's just it's important, just not as important as those. And Oklahoma already has 38 yards rushing, only had 74 all last time when they beat Alabama early this year. So
that's because they pretty much run the ball every play except for a couple.
Yeah, but that's important. I mean, I know the quarterback's done the majority of it, but still, that's really important for them. If they can run the ball, that'll set up their play action, and they have 2 outstanding receivers.
Yeah, but you've already said that their quarterback's not great. So even if they set up play action, does that really give them a huge advantage, or are they just going to keep running this ball down Alabama's throat?
Well, it's going to make one of the safeties come up. And, like I said, Deion Burks and Isaiah Satania are outstanding. But, yeah, Mateer's just got to get him the ball. He missed that one earlier. He's got to be able to get him the ball. It won't work, of course.
So when you look at receivers, right, you've mentioned both sides have really good receivers. We know that Ohio State has really good receivers. We'll probably talk more about Arizona State before it's all said and done, and they've got a really good receiver. When you're thinking about the NFL draft this year, Cheese, and the first round, let's just take the first round. How many receivers do you think will be taken in the first round, at least a rough guess? I mean, are you going to go like 1 to 5? Are you going to go 5 to 10? Or are you going to go more than 10?
Oh, God, first round, they won't even be close to 10. Well, I mean, there's Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, and Mekhi Lemon are locks. I think Denzel Boston's probably going to as well, especially if Boise State just doesn't cover him, lets him run down the field like they did in the full game. But I'd say probably 5 or 6. Because what happens, it always happens, their teams at the end of the first round seem to take receivers. The last 3 years or so, that all of a sudden there's this run on receivers toward the end of the first round. So there'll probably some guys that maybe more early second sneak into the first round, like Ricky Pearsall a couple years ago, 49ers, Xavier Legette as well, went to the Panthers. You're like, wait, what? He's like a third rounder. What's he doing? So some teams just really just target the position late first round. There's our Mason Thomas.
So do you think that when you're scheming up, right, you talked earlier about if they continue to run this ball, you're going to have a safety come up. I thought he was going to.
And a sack. No one blocked him. Great blitz. That's Kip Lewis. In the last outing against Alabama, he had 2 sacks. He's the weak side linebacker. They love blitzing him because he's so explosive.
Nobody touched him.
He has 4 sacks this year, 3 against Alabama. So, yeah.
At least he does the sacks when it counts, right?
Yeah. But yeah, nobody.
Now, what is his actual position? Is he a linebacker? Is that what
linebacker? Oh yeah, he's like 225 pounds. He's the weak side linebacker.
So when you say weak side, strong side, what's the difference? Weak side, strong side, Chiefs.
Well, in base defense, I mean, there's weak side, there's middle linebacker, there's weak side. If you're playing a nickel, they'll be on the field. If not, there's strong side. Basically, if you're facing the offense, you're on the right side. If you're weak side, you're on the left. If you're the strong side linebacker.
All right. I feel like we need a chalkboard right now, but okay.
Well, I mean, it depends. The strong side's typically over the tight end is basically, and the weak side's the other side. But, if you're playing nickel, you take your strong side linebacker off the field. But yeah, Kip Lewis doesn't come off the field.
Okay, so then let's take an NFL team for a second. We're probably not going to talk about this team because they're terrible, so I'll give them a little bit of time. The Arizona Cardinals that I follow a lot, they have a lot of 2 tight end sets. You said the strong side's a guy over top of the tight end. So what happens when you do a 2 tight end set? You can't have 2 strong ones, can you? Or how does that work?
I don't know. I'm not the defense coordinator, but typically they'll line up on.
Shut up! Stop asking me all these questions.
No, typically the strong side linebacker, if you're facing the offense, will be on the left side, the weak side on the right side. That's typically how it's done. But sometimes, the switch, it depends on the scheme. A lot of times they'll switch, but yeah, Oklahoma's got 2.
Really saying is there's not one like base type defense that teams run all the time. It also depends on what the offense runs and everything else. So it adjusts from game to game.
Yeah, base is typically a 3-4, 4-3, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, or vice versa, and then 4 defensive backs. But most teams aren't in base, especially in the NFL or even in college. Most teams run some kind of nickel with 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers. That's just become the most common defense. It's really tough to stop the passing game in a 4-3. But like you said, Arizona runs 2 tight end set. The Rams ran 3 tight ends half the game last night against the Seahawks, and I think it hurt their passing game. They did it because Devontae Adams was out. But obviously, if they're going to run 2-3 tight ends, you want to play more base defense to stop that, because linebackers typically can cover tight ends, but they can't cover receivers. So if you're in base defense and they put 4 wideouts, you're screwed. You're at a big disadvantage. But yeah, right. Owen Heineke and Kip Lewis are the 2 linebackers that play every snap for Oklahoma, and they're outstanding.
And then Oklahoma's got a really, really good edge rusher as well, Mason Thomas. I did that on the pregame prep, and we were talking about it too. I left the R out, so it's R Mason Thomas. Talk to us about him a little bit, buddy.
He's an undersized speed rusher. He's got a really good first step. And NFL loves that, so that's going to help his stock. The first step is really, really key. It's even more important in your 40 time for an edge rusher. And he's first team All SEC. He has 6.5 sacks this year. He had 9 last year. He's kind of hard to predict with these undersized. It depends. If he's 240 pounds or he's 255, I don't know. That could really flip his draft stock. He's 255 and has amazing workout. Yeah, he could go in the top 20. He could fall the second round as well. So it's tough to tell at this point, but he's an absolute stud. And he led them in sacks. Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of this that I'm reading some stuff on him here real quick as I'm kind of going through a few different sites on the side here. It's why you're going to see me look off to the side. I'm not trying to, show you the side of my head. It's just as terrible looking as the front of it. But it says he's got surprising length. How important is length in his position when he goes up against the other defenders?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because you can get off blocks easier. That's another thing that will help him when it comes draft time, if he has great length. I've never measured his arms. There's some guys that supposedly had great length that don't, and you just don't know. But yeah, there some edge rushers will be a first round pick all right when the season ends, and then when they work out the length, those second round they don't have long enough arms, and they fall the third round when the draft actually comes. So a lot of teams will drop you on the draft board if you do not have the length. Okay. Doesn't matter how much speed you have.
So another big 3rd and 10 here for the Alabama Crimson Tide is he is in the end zone right now.
Heineke had him, but he bit on that pump fake. He jumped it, got him in the air. That's a good play by Simpson to get him in the air.
Well, it still went incomplete, still 4th down, so you're going to see another punt here.
But
we'll talk about
nobody blocked him. They ran a stunt and nobody picked him up. That's the second time a blitzer's just come free on this drive, and this has been a problem for Alabama all year. Just 72 block grass. Someone's got to pick him up, and this is a huge problem against Georgia in the SEC title game.
Oh, I thought he was going to block it, but I also think he was offsides.
Heineke almost blocked it, and they're going to have outstanding field position. In Oklahoma, they got kind of a bye. Let's be honest. Alabama had to play the SEC title game. Oklahoma was more rested.
Watch this. Isn't he offsides here? Oh, well, you're not really going to go see it from that play. Well, he came really close to blocking that.
It looks like he got it, but I guess not. No, he didn't quite get it.
He was upset with himself, too.
Yeah.
And that's the smart way to do it, right? He didn't run at the punter. He was about 5 yards in front of him, but he didn't really stretch out either. I was waiting to see his body kind of extend more, and it never did. I don't know if he thought, as he's running to him, he's like, oh, I've got this, and then he didn't. Or
typically, you want to run an angle so you don't rough the punter. You want to run an angle. If you run right at the punter and you can't stop, then 15-yard penalty. So a little dump off there, but got 8 yards.
Right.
It starts the drive again, and they're already in field goal range.
38-yard line, right? Dang.
Yeah, because once again, a bad punt by the Alabama punter. I don't know his name, sorry.
I'm surprised you don't know punters' names.
I know some punters' names. I don't know his.
Let me put this up here again. We might find this out pretty quick.
Yeah. Their offense is just struggling. Oh, okay. That was Jaron Kanek was a tight end who caught that. Looks like a first down, another running play for Oklahoma. I think we'll see a lot of that. I think we're just run, play defense, kick field goals we have to. Alabama's going to have trouble moving the ball today.
Well, yeah, I mean, you may as well do that because right now, I mean, Alabama's got hardly nothing for yardage. I don't have the stat thing pulled up. I think you do on your computer there with you, but I would venture to say they don't have 30 yards yet total in the game.
They have negative, I think. There was a long sack. Let's see. I'll pull it up. Total yards 5. Sorry. They have 5 yards. I apologize, Alabama fans. Wow.
That looked terrible.
Well, hey, he got a few extra yards.
Right. He dove, for those of you who can't see it. I mean, sometimes these watch-alongs are a little tricky for us because both of us are watching it, and then I kind of look at Cheese, and Cheese kind of looks at me like, okay, are you going to say something? Are you going to say something? And then, we're not sure who's going to say what.
You take 6 yards on first down every time you're Oklahoma. Yeah, Torrey Blaylock, he just put his body in risk there.
Yeah, so they're showing the average starting field position. Alabama's their own 13, and Oklahoma is their own 41. So what a huge difference that third phase in the game makes. Special teams there for this game.
What a run by Blaylock. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet. I think he got about 4 yards, but he
first
was
flag
hit.
Of the game.
He was hit after a yard. He fought for 3 yards, although there is a flag. Still, that's a heck of a run. Some of the best runs are when you have absolutely nothing and you still get 2, 3, 4 yards out of it.
Mm-hmm.
He got at least 3 there.
So when you're looking at tape, because I know you look at a ton of tape, especially as you're preparing for the draft and everything, just because they don't get a 15 or 18-yard run doesn't mean that wasn't a productive play, right?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, he went out of bounds there at the end of the play, and it looked like somebody did something out of bounds.
Yeah, so sometimes you get a 15-yard play because there's great blocking and no one touches you for 15 yards, and you go down the first tackle. And other times you should be stopped behind the line. You still get positive yards. Just completely unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. 55 just pushes him. And we're going to censor what DeBoer said to the player from the sideline.
Yeah, DeBoer didn't like the call. He thought the play was still going on, which you're allowed to block. But the officials, I guess, said the play was done, and that's why they threw the flag. That's a tough one. I can see both sides. Oh, what a broken tackle.
Well, that looked like a broken play, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like he was going to get tackled back at back at the 40-yard line. And he ends up getting 10 more yards out of this play.
That's Isaiah Satania. He's their playmaker. He has had an unbelievable year. Yeah, what a great job by the Alabama DB to break up the block, but they didn't get him down. He will play on – I think he's a sophomore. Could be wrong. But he will play on Sunday at some point for many, many years.
So we're 4th and 8. This is going to be Tate Sandell. That's how we're Sandell. Going to go for a 51-yard field goal there. The snap is down. The hold is down. And ladies and gentlemen, that's good.
If Satania does not break that tackle and get all those yards, then they're punting. What a kick. And when he first kicked it, did you think it was going to be a shame?
No, I did not. That thing went flying sideways.
Yeah.
That's an awkward looking kick. it's almost like that's not where he likes the ball. Like he likes it on the other hash, or he likes it in the center, and he really kind of almost like he overcompensated, but it ended up working out. We'll have to kind of watch that throughout the game to see.
No, Satania is a junior.
More.
Satania is actually a junior, so he can go pro. What's funny about him is just made that really good play. He's from Austin, Texas, and went to Oklahoma. It's a fun fact. Oh. Texas couldn't get him. Typically, you don't like that. They live in your hometown, and they're really good players. You don't want to let them go to your rival.
No, probably not. Probably not. And it's not like there's not enough NIL money in Texas or anything.
Yeah, Texas A&M, Texas Tech aren't hurting either.
Yeah, that was kind of what I meant. Was there's plenty of money all through Texas.
Oh yeah.
So the yardage for the game so far here, with 44 seconds left in the first quarter, you got Oklahoma has 132, I believe. That stat came up there pretty quick, but Alabama only has 5. It's pretty hard to win a game with only 5 yards of total offense.
Hey, they're averaging 2.5 yards a drive. That's positive. Let's keep it positive, Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So now tomorrow, your Green Bay Packers play on Saturday, right? Do you like this when the NFL does this and they take some games off of the Sunday slate?
I do, as long as there's no college football playoff games against them.
I was going to say, and that was my second part. It's like, didn't they know that those 3 games were going to be on that day? Why did they pick this Saturday? I was confused.
It's interesting that they picked the JMU game as a late game, and the Tulane game is the second to latest game against the NFL games, meaning they don't think they can beat the NFL in ratings. Because why would you not put Texas A&M Miami in primetime? Why would you not do that unless you don't think you can beat the NFL? So
that's true. I didn't think about that.
So at least I get to watch that. I have 2 TVs, so I can watch both NFL games and both the blowouts in the college football playoff. But
I don't think they're both going to be blowouts. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. We'll probably save that more towards the end when we talk about the games and what we're going to predict and everything else for those. So we'll get to that. We'll talk more about NIL and things like that at halftime.
Alabama got 7 yards on a play. They should celebrate.
Oh, look out! They doubled their yardage total in one play.
Then, of course, they got 0 again. Of course they did.
Oh, man. So there's the end of the first quarter. Oklahoma has a 10-0 lead on Alabama. We even say the 10-2 Oklahoma Sooners have a 10-0 lead on the 10-3 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama needs a first down so bad. They got to get something going.
They got to get something going. And so far, they have got absolutely nothing going. Absolutely nothing going. No, that wasn't I got to throw that up there.
Not yet.
Not yet, but they're head that way.
Do you think Oklahoma can win the college football playoff?
If they play like they are tonight, I would give them a shot. That was one of the things that I was going to ask later on.
Okay, we can talk about it later.
Well, no, we can talk about it now. I mean, that's fine.
I would see what your opinion can, because you have to win. If you're not a top 4 seed, you have to win 4 games against college playoff teams.
Correct.
And they're not getting Tulane or JMU. So you have to win 4 against 4. They're going to play 4 top 9 teams. Mm-hmm. So assuming there's not some crazy upset. But
I'm not sure if they can beat the next team they're going to get, because they're going to get Indiana next.
The winner gets Indiana. Yeah, talk about defense.
Right?
Talk about if Oklahoma plays Indiana, I mean, is the over-under going to be 21.5? 2 of the best defenses in the country.
But, I mean, is that a game that you would like to watch? Because I personally would rather see 2 really good offensive teams go at it and give me something exciting to watch. How do you feel about an offensive game versus a defensive game?
I mean, I really enjoyed Texas A&M Notre Dame 41-40. I will go back to that game. Someone asked me, what's your favorite game this year? That was probably it. So, yeah, that was more enjoyable than Ohio State, Indiana. I'll say that. But it's still kind of cool. It's as long as it's close. I'm okay with 13-10 games if it's close and back and forth and you can tell they're evenly matched. I'm okay with. What I don't like is when a team – wins by 25 or 30, and they keep throwing the ball in the fourth quarter, and it's taken forever, and it's a 4-hour game. That's what annoys me more than anything.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I just like an offensive game. Don't get me wrong. I love defense, and it's one of the reasons why I can't stand the NBA right now. If we're going to move it and look at other things, but I just like to see teams go up and down the field and up and down the field, and I really like to see some really talented athletes, and I love to see them shine. And I think that happens more on the offensive side than it does the defensive side, if you look at it from a totality of each side of the football.
I think Oklahoma is one of those teams that can beat anyone, but I don't think they can win 4 games against top 9 teams in a row. I don't. So Oklahoma fans, you're watching, don't get mad at me, but I think they can beat Indiana. They have to get some offense going. Mm-hmm. Don't think they necessarily will, but I just don't see them. I don't think they have enough offense to win 4 straight.
All right, so we've got 4 games here in the college football playoff. We have, of course, tonight is Alabama, Oklahoma, the one we're doing right now.
3 and out again for Alabama. They were trying to go to star receiver Ryan Williams, but that should have been called. It was actually Horton. They were passing to Isaiah Horton. That should have been called. Kalen DeBoer is about to lose his mind.
I don't
that's
blame him.
Absolutely,
that was obvious.
That was so bad. That absolutely was a hold. And pass interference because the ball was in the air.
Yep.
Terrible, terrible.
So now you've got Blake Dowd, the punter for Alabama, and he's probably the guy who's touched the football the most so far in this first half.
Yeah, he's still, once again, a terrible punt. He's not having a good game. None of those punts were good at all.
No.
This is
let's see. They're going to get it on like the 38-yard line. 38-yard line.
They've had the ball, I think, except for the opening kickoff. They've had the ball pretty much almost all at midfield on all 3 of their possessions. This is like bad field position for them here.
Yeah, this is awful. So you got the Alabama-Oklahoma game tonight. Tomorrow, the game at noon that's on ABC and ESPN as well, just like this game is Miami at Texas A&M. And then you've got the 3:30 game, as you've already pointed out, Tulane and Ole Miss. And then you have the 7:30 game tomorrow night, actually on TNT, James Madison and Oregon. So let's take one game per quarter if we can, Chi. So let's focus on let's go Miami and Texas A&M on Saturday.
Incomplete. Looked like may have been a little early on Satania, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, poor they were throwing the ball right at him.
He hit his head from behind, actually. So it technically was interference, but that's not going to be called probably.
No.
I don't
think it should. Let them play, right?
Yeah, the ABC and ESPN has Texas A&M, Miami, Tulane, Ole Miss on TNT, HBO Max. Same with James Madison and Oregon. So TNT, HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of tells you a little something right there, right?
Second down, got about 1.5 yards, so 3rd and long. So I think if you're Oklahoma here, just don't try to get it, obviously, but tell Mateer, do not throw a pick. Just don't give them. That's the thing is Alabama's not going to win this game if they have to keep starting inside their own 20.
Right. Because you don't play the field position game.
They're showing blitz, and they're going to have to start putting pressure and try to force a turnover. So they got the safeties up. They pull out.
They dropped out. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he have a foot in? That is close.
Oh, they're saying yes.
They're saying Deion Burke's got it.
Here we go. That ball looked like it was possibly tipped. Oh yeah, he's got both feet that looks like in.
So the foot's good. Did he bobble it? Ooh.
All right. So Cheese is going to be our rules analyst here and decide.
I think that's a catch. I think it's a catch. I think it stands. I don't think you can overturn that. It might have been moving a little at the end, but the foot is in. That's not the issue. What a play by Deion Burks. What a play by Deion Burks. Like I said, he's going to play on Sunday. I think he could be a starting slot receiver in the NFL. The only shocking thing about him is he only averages 10 yards a catch, which last year I'm sure was way higher.
Now they're showing his feet. Are his feet actually in bounds or are they in the air? That's really hard to tell.
I think he dragged one of the feet. I think he drags both feet, definitely the left foot. The Alabama players on the field decided it was incomplete, but I think they're a little biased.
Yeah, that's a good shot right there if you're seeing it from kind of the back and right angle of him. You can tell he drug his foot on that particular shot.
I'm a little disappointed Alabama didn't send an all-out blitz. They showed it. They had both safeties up there, and then they dropped out. That would have been cool to see, like a zero coverage all-out blitz. Because Alabama's going to have to force some turnovers win this game because they can't move the ball.
Well, so far,
call is upheld. It is a
yes. So far, can't we agree that the Oklahoma athletes are just simply playing better and just beating the Alabama athletes right now, right? I mean, this isn't coaching. This isn't, nobody's fumbled. There's not been an egregious penalty or anything. This is just athlete versus athlete, and Oklahoma's winning.
Alabama's offensive line's not very good. They can't run block. It's one-dimensional. When someone can't run the ball, I mean, you can play nickel. There's so many things you can do when they're one-dimensional. And Oklahoma's got one of the best defenses in the country.
So that was a rifle shot.
Number one in the SEC. Yep. Oh, he's got the tools. He is very toolsy, to use a baseball term. And that's Deion Burks again. I'm telling you, man.
I thought it was.
He is an absolute stud. Maybe third round of Green Bay. Maybe
he's probably playing himself up a little bit right now.
I tell you what, if he's a slot receiver, because Yosevich or whatever his name is stinks for the Bengals. Is that how you say it?
Yes, Yosevich.
Yeah, he stinks. And Jermaine Burton's not worked out.
No, obviously not. They released him, and nobody's picked him up as far as
no one's going to. Great play by Alabama. They got a negative play, so it's going to be second and long, second about 12. They needed that.
Number 10,
they got to force a field goal at
Jefferson?
For Alabama?
Yeah, Jefferson, I believe, is the name.
Yeah,
Jefferson. Nice job. I have to say this while we got a little bit of – it's not really downtime here.
Justin Jefferson. I know another Justin Jefferson.
Ah.
As good as he is, he's not as good as the other one.
Probably not, no.
Burks looks like he gets about – we'll fight about 6 yards, maybe a third and 5 coming up, 3rd and 6, something like that.
Is he the only receiver on the field?
Well, they're certainly featuring – a lot of times it's about matchup. They have 2 stud receivers. And a lot of times if you get a certain corner – on the receiver, that's what you're doing. The Bengals do that a lot. They'll feature Higgins on some game if they get on a certain corner, and they'll move Jamar Chase in the slot to get him on a certain guy and then just start feeding him. So a lot of times material read the corner that's covering him and throw to that guy. I don't know why Dan Burke's coming out of the field on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I see that. I was getting ready to say that too.
QB sneak here? Nope.
It didn't matter if he came out.
First
another completion.
Goal. This game's getting out of hand. I think we were smart with our picks. This is not you realize every single game we've done has not been close except for the World Series game. All the football games. All the football games were not close.
Yeah, I mean, this drive, all of a sudden, they're passing the ball a ton. 5 passes to 2 rushes. They've covered 56 yards and right at 4 minutes. I mean, this is – I don't want to say it's a clinic, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
Well, the defender fell down. It was man coverage, and everyone was covered except he fell down. So that was a good read.
Looks like an all-out blitz again, and it is. They pick it up, and they scored a touchdown.
Second play in a row, wide open. That's Satania. Wow, this game is. I honestly expected Oklahoma to win, but I did not expect this.
No, I wasn't sure if they scored this many points in the first and the whole game. Never mind the first half.
Can you imagine if he didn't get that dumb penalty where he shoved the guy late?
Yeah.
Yep, they sent a blitz, and this is bad defense.
Yeah,
he let him go.
Just did not catch him. He just let him go.
He must have thought somebody else was there. That's bad communication, bad chemistry. There you go. So when do you know if there's somebody in back of you? I mean, do you so the rest of them, only one guy has the mic, right? And they have to communicate that to everybody else. So how do you know if there's safety help over the top or whatever if you're on the corners on the outside? He might have missed the play call. That's usually the biggest problem is the safety blitzes, and he's not expecting. I think that was the corner. So he thinks there's a safety in the middle of the field. He obviously did. So he must not have gotten the right play call or just a miscommunication. Who knows? The safety could have been wrong. Maybe the safety should have been there. Maybe he blitzed instead. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I don't like about absolutely despise PFF grades on defensive backs because they assign someone at fault every time, no matter what. And they don't know who's at fault, but they assign it. There's a play on the Packers where I thought his name is Javon Bullard. He's a second-year player. He was a rookie last year. I thought he had an amazing game, and they gave him like a 47 PFF grade and like a 50-some in coverage, and they blamed him for 2 touchdowns, and like neither one is his fault when I rewatched the game, in my opinion. So, you know, it just really depends. But certainly he let him go, but there was no one else to cover there. So it's like,
so it's like it's like I was pointing out to you. You have to know if you have safety help over the top or not. You just can't guess.
It looked to me like he was worried about Mateer running and thought he had help. So we'll never know.
All right. So now we've got over 110 people with us live right now. We've been at this for right at an hour. Cheese was just saying that the games we seem to do are always kind of blowouts or lopsided. The other one that we did was like, a 9-hour marathon when we did the baseball. So something crazy is going to happen in this game before it's all said and done because we're doing it.
I think we went almost 8 hours. And by that end, I mean, I was just I could barely stand up.
And you're sitting in the chair and you could barely stand up.
Okay. I could barely sit up.
There you go.
I was just so happy. I wanted the Blue Jays when I was just so happy. I didn't care at that point, though. By the last inning or two, I was like, just whoever.
Right.
And the Blue Jays win that. They won the World Series. But anyway.
That's true. So let's talk about the first game tomorrow real quick since we got a little bit of time here before the game resumes. You got number 10 Miami at number 7 Texas A&M. It'll be noon on Saturday. ABC and ESPN will be doing the coverage. I really wish I could watch this game, and I'm gonna do my best. I'm pulling a double tomorrow, so I'll be there for 16 hours. And I'm going to do my best to try to stay off of social media all day tomorrow and then come home and actually watch the games.
So I shouldn't text you everything that happens?
No, I will shoot you. I will go to Texas.
You heard it, everyone. He's threatening.
There you go.
If something happens to me, Mike Ballantyne did it.
Mm-hmm. Don't be putting me in prison, buddy. But that game should be a shootout. Miami and Texas A&M, and here's why. I'm going to give you 3 points why, and then I want to get your aspect on how the offense is going to work in this game between these two big teams. Both teams score more than 34 points on average per game. Both teams have more than 425 total yards of offense on average per game, and both teams convert more than 40% of their third downs. I think it's going to be an offensive shootout. What do you think?
Yeah, both are very good on the offensive line. So that's helpful. So I think it will be a shootout. The thing with it is both quarterbacks have looked really good in some games and really bad in some games.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marcel Reed's been a little more consistent than Carson Beck, but I've seen Carson Beck look like a first-round pick, and I've seen games where he looks like he shouldn't even get a tryout from an NFL team. So I think Reed's a little more consistent, but I think that's what it'll come down to. If both quarterbacks, like against South Carolina, Marcel Reed had about one of the worst first halves you could possibly play. And if he does that, they're probably not going to win. And if Carson Beck has one of his bad games, which, he had some at Georgia last year, that's why they kind of moved on from him and went with Gunnar Stockton. So I think that's the main key. Like you said, they're going to score points, but if one quarterback starts throwing interceptions, then it could be a long day. It's a really tough game to protect because we've seen the good of Texas A&M can be anyone in the country.
Yes.
And we've seen the bad, and it has not looked good despite being 11-1.
Well, I'm gonna take the 11-1 team personally. I do think Texas Tech will overcome, and I think Texas Tech will.
Ooh, you're jumping around. You got Texas Tech winning.
What did I say? Is that not right?
You just said Texas Tech. You meant Texas A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M. I'm sorry. You're right. Texas A&M. Yes.
Lotzier Brooks with the catch. Hey, okay. They got 3rd and 5. They got 5 yards. That's good for Alabama. Yeah, got 5 yards. 3rd and 5. Big third down here. They got a
big third down.
They got to go down and touchdown. They got to go down and make it 17-7. Absolutely have to.
Yeah, so is this going to be one of those games and one of those things really early to where this is 4-down territory this early in the game?
No, you can't. You can't. Because if
But
you go
you
for
also
it,
can't let Oklahoma come back and score, right? You can't let them score again.
you got to make them go the field. You can't get the ball in the 30 because we know they got a good kicker, so it's guaranteed 3 points. Wow.
Oh, nice adjustment by the receiver.
Yep, that's Lazio Brooks, the freshman. He's a stud, though. Like I said, they have 4 receivers that are outstanding. And it was actually a poor throw. It was underthrown.
It was. Like I said, that was a nice adjustment by the receiver.
They have not featured Ryan Williams once. I wonder if Oklahoma's paying a lot of attention to him. They're actually featuring their number 3 and 4 receivers, so it's probably about the matchup, getting on them on the worst Oklahoma DBs.
Well, look
Ryan
at
Williams,
this.
top
Alabama's in Oklahoma territory. Look at that.
They need more plays like that.
All right, so 1st and 10, 9 minutes, 10 seconds left.
Running for his
life.
Looks like Wine with the pressure. Yeah, it's Wein, so I think it's Wine. He's one of those big edges, like 275, 280. Just beat the right tackle. Oh, three guys were running at him.
Yeah.
Thomas was too. With first name start just R.
And we talked about him earlier in the broadcast. We really like him. I mean, yes, undersized, but as you said, man, he just explodes like a shotgun off the line. That first step is fantastic.
Yeah, Taylor Wine is the other defensive end. They're both absolute studs. Both are going to play on Sunday. Wine might be a sophomore, though, so I don't think he's draft eligible. And Kalen Proctor, nice play. Kalen Proctor, the left tackle for Alabama, he's huge, and he's talented. And if he gets his hands on you, you're done. But he has had trouble with speed rushers. And it kind of reminds me of Mekhi Becton. Might have to play guard in the NFL. He just doesn't have – he's got heavy feet. Just doesn't have – to me, he's going to struggle against NFL edge rushers. Might have to play right tackle or guard in the NFL. Maybe a little bit overrated, in my opinion, as an NFL prospect.
So then you're saying that the tackles and guards don't have to have as much speed, or they don't have to have as much strength. What are you saying to us right there?
They don't have to. You're not going to face the quick speed rushers, 245-pounders that can go around you. Now, On that last play, Mason Thomas made a really good move, and Proctor uses length to stop it. But any faster, split second faster, and he's getting a pressure. But he uses length to push him up the field. So he's got the length, but so did Mekhi Becton, who was a first-round pick of the Jets. He's now a guard in the NFL. He struggled as a tackle. It's not a perfect comp, but just kind of reminds me they have the similar build, both like 360, 6'7", with a really good length.
But a guard is pretty important in the NFL too, right? I mean, you have to have a total line, right?
It is. It's just like most people have Caden Proctor as a first-round pick, top 20 pick. I think that's really aggressive. I just don't see it.
So what do you see as far as Miami and Texas A&M tomorrow? How are you picking that game, Chiefs?
So A&M by 3.5. That's interesting. So Vegas obviously doesn't think A&M's quite as good as a record. They certainly didn't finish strong. They were terrible against South Carolina. They still won because South Carolina didn't score in the second half, and looked awful against Texas. But we've seen the good also. That's a tough one. Miami's wants to prove we deserve it. We should be it. So they have something to prove.
Yes.
If they get blown out to a team that Notre Dame lost by 1 point to, then
then everybody's going to start chirping.
It's tough. I wish I knew how good Carson Beck or bad he'd play. Looks like a fourth and 2. You have to go for it. Yeah, you have to go for it. I don't like on 3rd and 6.
Field goal here?
No, you got to get a touchdown. A field goal doesn't do anything.
It gets you 3 points. It gets you within 2 scores.
Yeah, but are they even going to score 17 points in this game if they kick field goals?
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, right at the moment, what if you get nothing? What if you get 4th and 2 and you get stuffed? Don't you need to get something?
4th and 3, you go. At 4th and 7, kick the field goal. 4th and 3, you go.
Okay, let's see what happens. And they're going to get it. And they might get more. And they do.
Lazio Brooks, boy, he's having a game. He is having a game. Is it Lotzai or Lotzi? We can't. I don't know because we're not. It's muted. So
yes.
So maybe somebody watching can tell me how to say his name. Lotzai or Brooks. Yeah. What happened to Bob Smith? Just be Bob Brooks. Can you just name your kid Robert, please? Thank you.
Please, it'd be nice. Be nice. Just a couple.
Yeah.
Because especially if he's going to be a superstar in college, could you please be nice to us on some of these names?
As you know, I'm bad with names. Although I'm maybe a little bit better than you, but
there's a flag on the play. The field goal is good, but there is a flag.
I'm gonna believe in Marcel Reed. Has a better game than Carson Beck. I think that's what it comes down to. The better quarterback. So give me A&M to win something like 38-31, something like that. 7 to 10 points. So give me A&M to cover the 3.5 and win. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so I'm going to disagree with you because I think the other factor is the big motivating factor for me. I've talked already about chemistry a little bit. I brought up that question. And I think there's some things that are really motivating factors for some of these guys, not just, the players themselves, but I agree with what you said earlier. Miami wants to prove that they belong. And in order to do that, they have to win. So I really think Miami's going to do pretty much whatever it takes. I can see them doing some trick plays, some gadget type plays, or, whatever it takes to win this game. I don't think they're going to win it by a lot. In fact, I would say probably 4 points or less. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Miami over Texas A&M.
I'm going to give you a couple of Texas A&M players to watch.
Sure, let's do that.
I really, really like this guy for the NFL draft, Casey Concepcion. I believe it was at NC State. I think it was NC State because that's where I first saw him transfer. He can return kicks, return punts, play in the slot, play outside. He can do everything. One of those guys probably go in the second round. Maybe he's one of those guys sneaks in the end of the first round, like I talked about earlier. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Because I trashed it. I made video about it. We talked about the podcast. We agree. Absolutely.
Now, when you made your video, Cheese, where can we go back and find that video, sir? Where was that?
It's at Football with Cheese, CHEEZ. Just search me on YouTube. Follow me on X at Football Cheese. Basically, same thing without the whiff. And you can search my videos. Basically, I said Notre Dame should be in the playoff. Mm-hmm. I did 2 college football videos, reacted to it. And one of my main points why Notre Dame should be in it is they should have been ahead of Alabama. I don't think Alabama should have been in. And if they're not punished for the conference title game, then why was BYU punished? That's kind of what it's saying. They got punished. Right. But Alabama was not. So, it's okay. You can lose to Georgia, be dominated. It's okay. So, yeah.
I will agree with when they said, and sure, absolutely, Roger. I know this is Roger. Roger, what is the wrench for there? What Red Hot Reds podcast, and then you got a wrench after it.
I think he's like an admin, like administrator for the channel.
Oh, okay. That might be what the wrench means. Because I don't.
Can you imagine if Notre Dame was playing Oklahoma right now? How much close? This would be a good game. This would be. We see Jeremiah Love against this Oklahoma defense.
I would have loved to have seen
this. This would have been an awesome matchup. This game sucks. I know it's 17-7. They scored a touchdown, but this has not been a fun game. Okay, that doesn't suck, but it hasn't been a super fun game. I would have loved to see Notre Dame play here in Oklahoma. I think that would have been a fun game to watch.
Yeah, so on their first 9 drives, Alabama got 12 yards, and on their last 9 plays, they got 75 yards. So, not 9 drives, 9 plays. So the first 9 plays, they got 12 yards, and then the last 9, they got 75. So maybe they're finding their groove. Maybe they've made an adjustment. I mean, we've seen teams start off slow and come back.
They had to get a touchdown that drive. And Ty Simpson, made some throws, and Brooks, we'll just say Brooks, number 17. Mm-hmm. He had a heck of a drive. The other name real quick I want to talk about is Cassius Howell.
Now, is this Texas again? Texas A&M?
Texas A&M, yeah. Mm-hmm. Both players are about Texas A&M. Cassius Howell, he's an edge rusher. He was their best edge rusher last year.
Uh-oh.
And they had a first and second round pick at the edge position. Shamar Stewart in the first round, Nick Scourton in the second round. And Cassius Howell is better than both of them. He was last year too. So edge rusher, he has 11.5 sacks. He's an absolute stud. Great play by Deion Burks again. Mm-hmm. Look at him go. So those 2 players to me will be game changers. And I think A&M gets the win. You like Miami, you said.
I do. I just like that motivating factor.
Who's winning? Oklahoma's up 17-7.
Yes.
And has the ball late second quarter or mid second quarter.
So Oklahoma's run 31 plays and Alabama has only run 18 total plays. So that's another pretty good stat. I mean, Oklahoma,
big hit.
They have dominated this game so far.
Yeah, there's a design run. There's Bray Hubbard, the safety. See, he's playing close to the line of scrimmage. That's what they're going to have to do. They can't just let him run down their throat.
Yes, but as they're showing right now, Oklahoma has had 16 rushing plays and 16 passing plays. So they're the definition of even right now on their offense, with 200 yards in those plays for Oklahoma and only 87 total yards for Alabama. So
about 70 came on that last drive.
Yeah, 75 actually, but yes, a bunch.
Yeah.
The majority of them. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly appreciate you. Myself and at Football Cheese is where you can find him at on X. He is with us here right now, and that's the guy with the headset and the sexy hair, and then I'm the guy that has none. So we're very happy that you're with us here. The Lights Out Sports live GameCast of Alabama versus Oklahoma here, the first of many college football playoff games. We don't know exactly how many of them we will be doing, but we will keep you up to date. Make sure you go to our X site. That is at All Gloves Off SM is our site there. The SM is for sports media. That's what we are all in together. There's some other podcasts that are with us, and hopefully, almost got him, but did not. Some additional ones joining us soon.
Oh, look at this. He dropped it. That's a running back. Oh, it's a backup running back. You got to make that catch. Oh, almost a sack. But look, the Mateer could have run for that. I get you want the big play in the passing game, but you have that. You run for that. Like, he could have run 5 yards easy. It was 3rd and 3. Like, you got to run for that first down. Great job on Mateer to get out of that.
It's different if it's first down or second down, right? But this is third. Yeah,
you got to make sure you get it. That's just got to be caught. I don't know how you can do better. It's a perfect pass. It's just got to be caught.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a tad out in front of him, but
it's on the hands.
You still need to do that. And they're punting here on 4th and 3.
Now, it's Xavier Robinson. He's the backup running back. He's a big back. He's not, the wide receiver, but still. But Mateer, your instincts, man, I know you want that. Second down, absolutely. But third down, you have 6, 7, 10 yards maybe.
Mm-hmm. So are we going to go with, how about this? Are we going to say that's the first real big mistake of the game?
I guess real big mistake. He also missed a wide open receiver earlier. They still scored a touchdown on the drive. But, oh, my God, he dropped the punt.
Oh.
He just dropped it. We got a game here, folks.
Yes, we do.
This is looking like a complete
dominant. That guy's huge. What's he eat for breakfast? Holy crap.
He eats the whole buffet. There's no food left.
He does.
Mike walks in. There's no food left. So sorry, sir. Alabama football team was here. He just drops it. That's right to him. I mean, that's snap was perfect. He just dropped the ball.
Mm.
It's almost like he was throwing the game. It's almost like they're trying to keep it close. Look,
Johnny on the spot there. Number 96 for Alabama starts with a K.
It's not John Mateer's fault that he dropped the ball. But if he just runs for that first down, none of this ever happens. They're in field goal range probably, and the drive's still going, and maybe they can milk the rest of the clock. I mean,
and this is now they have it on the 30-yard line of Oklahoma, does Alabama. This is a big swing play right here. And there's a big pass down the field to about the 15-yard line, so about 15 on that particular play. You've still got 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go before halftime.
Yeah, and he's getting better protection. That's Isaiah Horton. They're throwing to their number 3 and 4 receivers a lot. They love the matchups against the Oklahoma. Brooks and Horton are catching all the balls. Like Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams are their studs. But it's all about
Oklahoma's defense looks confused right now.
Well, they're not getting the pressure they were getting earlier. And like we talked about, Ty Simpson, you give him a clean pocket. Here he comes. I can't believe he didn't fumble. Ooh, cannot believe. But once again, Alabama offensive line, The communication's terrible there. How is he not blocked? He just let him go. The right tackle, watch, 64 just lets him go. That's terrible. You always take the first guy. The first guy you take, and then the second guy let him go free. That's just terrible, terrible offensive line play. I think he's a freshman, 64. Oh, could be wrong.
That looked like it hurt too. He really got Simpson right there.
I'm shocked he did not fumble.
Now, even when you're watching a play like that and you're evaluating a quarterback, is that something you put in your notes as like, okay, he took a huge hit and didn't fumble the ball?
Yeah, Michael Carroll's a freshman, the right tackle. Yeah, I guess you look at that. If a quarterback hardly ever fumbles, that's a plus. Because some quarterbacks are very fumble prone; they're barely touched. But usually, if you have bigger hands, like real big hand size, you typically fumble less.
Okay.
Typically, not necessarily, but like Jared Goff's got small hands; he fumbles a lot. He also can't run away from much pressure.
No. All right. So once again, you guys can comment. We've had some comments tonight. We appreciate that. You can just simply hit the comment button there on your screen. We are doing a live chat right at the moment, so interact with us. You guys go ahead and do that. There's a terrible throw.
3rd and 11. Looked like he had pressure. Looked like he thought the receivers would do something else. So Alabama's got to a field goal, but they can cut it to 1 score. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we'll see the replay. Once again, stunts. Alabama offensive line has had so much trouble with blitzes and stunts. Oh, the running back did a terrible job. Oh, he was trying to throw the running back, but he got chipped by the defensive end.
Then it didn't help that he had the 56 right in his face.
If Kip Perkins, Kip Perkins, what is that, whatever his name is? If he watches the quarterback, he intercepts that. What's his face? I'm having trouble with names.
It's all right.
Kip Lewis. Sorry, Kip Lewis.
So now with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter, it is 17-10. Oklahoma still has the lead. You were talking about Kip Lewis, and if he just watches the quarterback's eyes. So when in that position do you do that? I mean, when do you stop watching the quarterback and focus on something else? How does that work as far as that goes, Chief?
Well, he had the running back. If he came out of the backfield, that was his guy. So he's reading the running back, and he's making sure he had him covered. And he went to hit him. He thought the running back was about to catch it. So the ball was obviously overthrown. So he was not watching the quarterback. He's watching this guy. It's not terrible defense because if he does try to catch, he gets hit. But I guess the point I was making, if he turned and watched the quarterback, he might score. He might catch that ball and score.
So I'm going to talk about Joel Klatt for a moment. He had a really, we'll call it a different take here. We got right at 2 minutes left here before halftime. So he said the college football playoff is much better than the NCAA basketball tournament and how it is designed. The two main reasons he said that was because the regular season means nothing if you play in a tournament in a neutral city against an opponent that's divided by its geographical location. And then, some teams are in some regions and they're closer to their cities. And so just because some of them are closer to their cities and the regular season for college basketball really doesn't mean a whole lot. Do you agree with that take as far as the NCAA tournament versus the college football playoff, Cheese?
Yeah, I mean, we could have a whole show on this. So, I college basketball at all. I agree. Now, one thing I'll say, I used to watch college basketball when I was younger, and tournament's exciting. There's upsets. It's really exciting. Mm-hmm. So that aspect of it, I liked as a kid. I liked they call it March Madness. I liked the madness of it. But
I'm still with you.
But he makes a good point. Like, why is a team that might be like 30-7 or whatever? Why are they playing? They could be an East Coast team playing maybe the number 2 seed in the West. Might be playing like BYU or Boise State or something like that. Who's like a 14 or 15 seed or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, they don't reward the regular season at all. At least you get a bye and get a home. At least the teams ahead get a home game this round, and the next teams, the top 4, get a bye. So you could the best team all year. Gonzaga had a year where they had like 1 loss or 0 losses or something. They lost like in the Sweet 16 or something. They didn't get. There was no advantage for them as far as just like seeding worse teams, but you have to win 6 straight no matter what. Neutral games. So I kind of agree. It's tough to say this year because I don't like what the field did. I don't like that Tulane and James Madison got in.
Yeah, I was going to kind of that's the reason why I brought it up, especially this particular year, was because of those 2 teams getting in. But at least they were ranked, right? I mean, that's kind of the saving grace of the whole thing. They were at least ranked, and there was I don't want to say a viable reason, but at least a reason why they got into the playoffs.
Nick Saban said he said, but the problem with that is then it's going to get political. They're going to say we should be a top 15 team and try to call some buddies in the coaches poll to move me up in the rankings. But
yeah,
let's just blame Virginia. UVA blew it. Not beating Duke, they would have been in. They would have been 11 seed playing Ole Miss, and that's how we have 2 of these in. But having them has to be conference champions. You have to have 5 conference champions. This is ridiculous. Either let all the conference championships win, and let Duke in too, or you don't. Like, I don't know why a conference champion has to be in. Obviously 5 of them do. It's ridiculous. And I also think Miami, one of the main reasons they got in is because Virginia lost. They wanted to have an ACC school. So,
yeah, and that's not a rule either. It's not a rule that each division has to have a team or anything like that. So, but I agree with you. It almost seemed like that was the reason why they got Miami in there. I mean, that was the only team they could put in from that division. So,
well, you don't. Not every conference gets a bid, but 5 spots to conference champions. So then you get the Sun Belt got a spot, as long as the American Conference as well.
Right.
Because you can't let in a 7-5 Duke team. You can't.
Yeah, no, you can't. And I don't really like that particular rule. I'm all about getting the best, 12 or 14 or 16 teams, whatever this thing ends up going to, before too long, it'll probably be, 48 or something like that. But that's what I want. I want the best teams. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about when we get into the whole James Madison and when we get into predicting those games. When we talk about Tulane and James Madison, and are they the best teams, and did they play against the same kind of competition? And we've got to say no for both of those. So when you say no for both of those, I'm not real keen on letting them in altogether. Never mind if they win a Sun Belt or whatever. If you want to do that, then I think that's how you should do it. More like how the NCAA does it with basketball. If you want to do that, okay, let's do something similar, right? Let me see what you think about this, Chiefs. So let's do our top 12 teams, and they are the best 12 teams in college football. And then let's take the other 12 teams and make them play each other, and then whatever, like make it like a West or, an East or a West or a North and a South division, and let those other 12 teams play each other. And then the 2 teams that survive, 1 from each side, then they get to be teams 13 and 14.
Well, you have to let in a Tulane or James Madison because they get a lawsuit, antitrust lawsuit, meaning we're only going to let the Power 4 in every year. So Boise State would have gotten in, but any year they didn't, there'd be an antitrust lawsuit and they would lose. I did some research on it. So you have to let 1 team in, but you shouldn't have 2. They changed it where conference champions were the top 4 seeds, but then people got mad. Boise State only played 1 team worth of crap, Oregon, and lost. So they shouldn't have been. So they changed that. Okay, but we still have to have conference champions. They need to change that. And if they want to go to 24, fine, let every conference have a representative. That's different. Mm-hmm. Of course, then teams that are like ranked 19th or 20th with 3 losses are going to complain, but I don't care. If you're ranked 19th, 23 losses, I could care less. But so you have to let 1 in. So I have no problem with 1. Great play over the middle.
Somebody besides their top receiver caught one.
Yeah, it's 84. He's had a good game. I keep forgetting his name.
Carter.
I couldn't find it before.
It's Carter.
Carter. I'm trying to look at his first name. I can't
Jermichael.
Jermichael. Yeah, Jermichael.
I was going to say maybe his first name's Welcome and his middle name's Back, and I didn't know.
But you have to let one of those teams in. But we should have the best 11. I actually liked it when computers picked, not a committee. I know most people don't. I liked it when it was 2 and 4 at most. I just don't. The regular season just doesn't. You talk about not meaning as much. It doesn't mean much. If a 10-3 Alabama team is in, same as an undefeated Indiana team. Why is a 3-loss team in a playoff that might, if they come back and win, they'll play Indiana. And it's like, okay. I don't know. The problem with the 4 is they left out undefeated Florida State, and they left out Georgia, who lost only to Alabama in the SEC title game, otherwise undefeated. They really needed 6 that year. And that's why they went to – but they didn't go to 6. They went right to 12, which is a mistake to me. And now people are going to want 16 or 24. And when it's 24, they're going to want, 32. It's going to – and eventually there's just going to be – there's no bowl games anymore.
Yeah, so when we get to the halftime here, which is about 1 minute and 26 seconds away, we're going to talk a little bit about this NIL stuff and what's happening.
Oh, my God. Intercepted. Could go all the way. We're about to have a tie game.
We got it.
Holy crap. This is one thing we talked about Oklahoma couldn't do is start turning the ball over.
Yep.
The receiver didn't run the route. Miscommunication. Just did not run the route. Unbelievable.
I was looking at my phone. I wasn't looking at the screen.
Unbelievable. That is.
Wow. What a turn of events in a quarter.
I believe it's Xavier Brown was that to get the pick. I just don't know what happened. It looked like the receiver was supposed to run a little quick.
Yeah, I'm disappointed here, ESPN. I mean, come on. You're supposed to be the worldwide leader in sports, and you can't give me a replay before they kick the field goal? I mean, come on. 17-17 now. 1:18 left. And you were correct. Brown did make the interception.
Xavier Brown, I just don't.
Here comes the replay. Let's see what's going on here.
I don't know what the receiver's doing here. Or I don't look. He completely.
Yeah, he kept running, and he was not supposed to.
He's not one of their top 3 receivers. That just can't happen. It cannot happen in a game like this. This was 17-0. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Right before half, too. Crazy game.
And then
we were talking about how this game wasn't fun. This game's gotten really interesting. The turnover, they had a muffed punt and now a turnover. Like Oklahoma was in control of this game. Now they're beating themselves.
Yes. Yeah, Alabama's not doing anything. Let's get that out of the way, right? Alabama's not playing themselves back into this game. Oklahoma's playing themselves out of this game.
Well, that drive, when it was 17-0, go down and get 17-7 was big. They got some momentum. And, yeah, the last 2 drives, Oklahoma, muffed punt, interception. Xavier Brown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now we're showing not against the Tennessee Volunteers.
I might have checked out after that play. I think I turned. I did not finish that game. I turned.
Oh, man. So once we get to halftime, I'm gonna play a piece that you sent to me from Jeff Traylor,
the coach of UTSA.
Yeah, UTSA. Well, it's a 2-minute, 24-second video. We'll play that, and then we'll talk all about NIL. So for those of you who are on the fence and you're not sure what your opinion is of NIL, we'll give our opinions here, and then you can give you guys' opinions too. I mean, go ahead, hop on that chat. There's 120 of you with us right now.
If Oklahoma goes 3-and-out, if Oklahoma goes a quick 3-and-out, Alabama's got time. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Did you see what the Missouri coach said as well about his players and tampering?
Video. Did you send me that one as well?
I did. It's okay. I can briefly just tell you when we talk.
Sure,
about
go. That's fine.
Okay. Number 9's back out there despite running the wrong route. 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5 year. If I'm Alabama, do we use our last time? No, they're not going to. You got to let some clock run just in case if you're Oklahoma. I know that sounds bad, but you can't give them too much time. That's what they're doing. It's called
they're having trouble getting the play in.
Well, it's called the Matt LaFleur way. Let's make sure we don't get a touchdown. Let's just kick a field goal. The Matt LaFleur way. He's like, let's waste as much time as possible so we don't have time. But what they're doing here is, they're making sure they don't leave them time. They have 3 timeouts, but they're taking too much time. They should have snapped about 40, 45 seconds.
Right. It's almost like they don't want to score here.
Yeah, they took way too much time here.
And they're not going to get this first down.
Yeah. I think this is terrible play calling. They're playing for the half, a tie game. You had a chance to go down and get a field goal, get some momentum before the half. I don't like this. Matt LaFleur is taking over as play caller. Matt LaFleur is clearly the new head coach of Alabama. He took over just all of a sudden. Yeah, Alabama used their last time out. I would too after that muff punt. I would too.
Yeah, this game is really taking a turn. We said, is that when they had the first momentum swing? Is that something when they had that punt, right? Is that something that can turn this game around? And obviously it has. NIL is a big thing right now in college football. We're seeing, we'll talk about loyalty in the second half. We'll look at some different things about that I was going to talk about during the podcast that we didn't do. We'll talk about loyalty in sports. And then we'll also ask this question, and I'm curious to get your answer off of it. And that is, do the non-Power 5 teams have to show up in these first-round matchups? We'll talk about both of those games. We'll predict them, and then we'll talk about if they actually have to show up in these games. And if they don't, what kind of consequence that'll bring. So stick with us, Sarah. We'll be doing halftime here when we talk about NIL, and then we'll do some other stuff in the second half.
Kalen Board does not look really happy right now. Real quick.
He's not look happy all games.
I'm out of water. I'm going to real quick before halftime.
Yeah, that's fine. Go right ahead, sir. I got this for a minute. You go right ahead and do that. So once again, we got 22 seconds left here. It's tied 17-17 as we get really close to halftime here. Caleb DeBoer is just going crazy on the sidelines right now. I'm not real sure what he is going all nutso about, but he certainly is. Up and down the field and hands on hips right now, shaking his head in disgust as Cheese takes a small break and goes and grabs himself a little bit of something refreshing to drink. So Alabama, the regular season was 10-3. Oklahoma's 10-2. I know some of you have voiced your opinion here on the show tonight, how you don't think a 3-loss team should be in this whatsoever. But right now, 17-17. As we talked about earlier, I'm not sure how much of this is Alabama's doing or what more of this is really Oklahoma's doing. 1st and 10 throw there towards the outside. They picked up around 5 yards. Only took a few seconds off the clock. You are watching the Lights Out Sports Live GameCast of Alabama versus Oklahoma in the first of 4 this weekend of the college football playoffs. Oklahoma quarterback almost got absolutely killed right there. He dove forward just to try to get something. Pierre was all over him there. That was a busted play. We got 14 seconds left, and it's 3rd down and 10. At this point, I think you either go for some kind of just kneel down type play as Oklahoma takes its second time out here. Either do that or you just simply, you kneel down or you just go for the gusto here and see if you can't get something over the top. I don't want to see them turn around and run something conservative or something like that just to get 4 or 5 yards. Either kneel down and take it at the end and just say, okay, we're good here, or, you simply go for it. You try to get something over the top. Here we go, 3rd and 10. from their own 46, and they did exactly what I didn't want them to do, which was just kind of throw a small screen pass. They did. They got like 3 of the 5 yards, and now it's going to be 4th down, and the quarter is over. Jogging off the field here at halftime, Alabama will receive the second half kickoff. We certainly appreciate all 120 plus of you who are with us right now live here, Lights Out Sports. We love doing these watch-alongs with you guys, and we thank you very much for being with us. I'm going to give Cheese a second to get back with us, and we are going to play a 2-minute, 24-second video from Jeff Traylor here, who is the head coach of UTSF, talking about NIL and how it's wrong, and some of the players and stuff that he's got and how everything's going there. Cheese, you didn't miss a whole lot, sir, so you picked a little good time to go get some water.
Oh, I was watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a little snack too around the bathroom, so I'm good to go.
All right. I'll probably do the same thing here in just a little bit, but
I thought they had to punt, but I guess somehow they got a first down. Maybe there's a penalty. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a penalty, I believe, that was involved there. And look at DeBoer right now. He just looks like he wants to, like he just lost his best friend or something.
Crazy game.
Mm-hmm. And I never realized how big that man's ears are. Look at that. Holy snot. Looks like an alien up close. Okay. Anyway, let's stop making fun of people and let's move on to our halftime topic here. So again, this is going to be Jeff Traylor. He is the head coach of the Roadrunners, and he's got some pretty poignant things to say. I'll be playing this off the cell phone here, so it might take me a second to get the volume and stuff right on it, so bear with me for a moment. But let's listen to what that coach has to say.
We'll be a shell of ourselves. But whoever we got out there, we're going to go out there and play the best we can. It's just the numbers so big with all the tampering, all the agents, it's coaches too. It's all of them. Our kids are being they're being promised such incredible numbers. They're getting lured into the portal. I just hope all the things those coaches and agents are promising they're going to do for my kids. I really hope so. And I hate it because I really want to coach them in a bowl game, but they're getting leverage out of it. Their agents are telling them that they got to not play in the bowl, and they get this number, they don't play in the bowl, so it's ridiculous. I hate what's going on with college football. I just think the numbers just gotten so large. You're talking about teams that have $26 million to $40 million, and the number's just too big. And who knows if they're being told the truth? It's sad. It really is sad. I never thought we'd be, punished for making a bowl game.
So let's talk about a couple of those things. So he calls them my kids, right? And the last thing he just said was he can't believe they're going to be punished for going to a bowl game. Do you think that's the case right now for some of these lower teams, that they're being punished for going to bowl games?
In a way, he's got a point. It's bowl games are just every year getting more and more meaningless. I know you hate it. You love the bowl games. You can hear me, right? You can hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
I don't know. I feel like there's an echo all of a sudden. But, yeah, I think they are. The whole bowl game situation, no one used to opt out. Now all these people are opting out, or they're just and if you have a bunch of transfers leave, and a bunch of people that go pro, they don't want to play, like all of a sudden you don't have enough people for your roster.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're playing guys. What if you have to play red shirts you don't want to play? And all of a sudden your fans come out to the bowl game and don't know who half the players are.
Right, right. And you want them to travel. You want them to travel well to the bowl game as you're playing at. I mean, some of these schools are going to travel clear across the country for a bowl game, and then their fans aren't going to know who half the people on the team are. So,
well, more fans might stop going to them with in this case.
Right. That's true. That's true. Now, what about what he said? He was saying that he may have to play with 20 less of his players, basically because they're being poached. And they're being promised all this money, and hey, if you play in the game, we're going to reduce your NIL and all this kind of thing. That's not fair, is it? I mean, if you offer somebody an NIL deal, they should get that deal regardless whether they play in that bowl game or not, right?
They don't want them to get hurt.
Well, I get that, and if they get hurt, they just don't offer them the contract at that point.
That's kind of bad too. Oh, wait, want this, but don't play in the ball. The system's broken. It's a bad system for so many reasons. We might, if you want, in the off season or maybe between the quarterfinals and the finals, we can do a whole show on this because there's so many things you can talk about. But the system is broken. The poaching. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
If you're a team like UTSA or a North Texas or a Tulane, who actually were good, even like Memphis, people like that, if you have a player break out and really good, all these teams are just going to call them and offer them more. What are you making now? We'll double that. We'll triple that. Come to our university. And so what's happening is teams that are really good, that always are in the top 20 in recruiting, might have a hole here, a hole there. Okay, we recruited this running back didn't work out. Our last 2 4-star running backs didn't work out. Hey, let's just go get that team's running back. Same with quarterback. Same with receiver. Let's just go. We can fill our holes there. So the rich get richer. The stud teams get better. And the teams that, are, 8, 9 win teams in a lower conference, those coaches can't even keep their best players. They're all going to go to other teams. So every year you're losing all your best players. Not all of them, but a lot of them aren't staying. They're going to get, even Arizona State might lose their quarterback. Who knows? Maybe he goes to Michigan.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll connect some of these dots here in a little bit, but you're gonna don't make me upset this early in this thing. We're only at halftime. Okay.
I had to bring it up. I know you would hate to hear, but we had to talk about that.
No, we will talk about it. Absolutely, we will.
But let me talk about the Missouri coach said. Missouri's top 25 team. I think they went 9-3 in the regular season. They had one of the better defenses in the SEC and a really good running game. But he went off on a press conference and basically said they're tampering. They're not supposed to, but they're tampering. All my players are calling. He said he had dads calling him from his players saying they're calling me and asking how much you make. We'll offer more. And so and the Missouri coach said, his name escapes me, he actually called these coaches from these fathers and they denied it. He's like, you're lying. The fathers are not calling me. I'm going to make it up out of nowhere.
Right.
But they're denying it. So they're basically all his players are being called. And this is a top 25 program. Maybe not top 10, but this top 25 program, all his players are being called, all his good players. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And they've got to fix it. And I just don't like the fact that teams like a UTSA, okay, Aaron Jones, running back, used to play the Packers, plays the Vikings. He went to UTEP. He spent 3 years at UTEP. And then he went pro and was drafted 5th round by the Packers.
Okay.
Nowadays, a player like that, after his first year UTEP breakout, he's going to transfer. Maybe he transfers to Texas Tech. And then someone else, maybe then Alabama offers him. And then he transfers the next year to Alabama. And he ends up playing for 3 schools in 3 years. That's kind of what's going to happen to a lot of these recruits that had these breakout years for these smaller schools. It's a problem.
Yes, but isn't that, it's okay. So it's a problem for the game as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what college was trying to do was do what's best for the player. And isn't that what's best for the player is they go to a bigger school, they get a better contract. That's what Major League Baseball does. That's what the NFL does. That's what the NBA does. If you play really well, now you're going to have a bidding war on you, and you're going to get a choice to go to whatever team you want to. They're doing the same thing just with college athletics. Why? Why is that so wrong?
Then they need to have a cap, a hard cap. Now they'll be cheating, of course, because there was already, before they paid these players, they were still getting paid somehow.
Right.
Little envelopes here and there.
Sure. They're getting cars on the side and
cars
stuff
on
like
the
that.
side. Oh yeah, here you can lease this car for $1 a month or something.
Right.
Yeah. They need to do a hard cap, and it needs to be regulated more. That a team like UTSA has every right to, match or keep a player as much as another school. I get what you're saying, but I like loyalty. And I also think you mentioned this, maybe you can only transfer once or you sit out. Like you can transfer once, and the second time you do it, you have to sit out a year or sit out. They still should be, I think, and I mentioned this in one of our podcasts. Okay, let's have the transfer, this January 2nd rule, right? Mm-hmm. You can transfer. But if you transfer at the end of spring, you have to miss 50% of the season the next year, if you wait till the end of spring. And it's 100% of the season if you transfer to an in-conference team or they're on the schedule the next year, because that's an unfair advantage because they're all spring practice and then go to another team and you know every play they've ran, everything. So, and that would prevent that. They would not go to the team they're in their same conference or it's on their schedule.
Well, I don't like them being able to transfer right now. We shouldn't be talking about this right now. We should be talking about these matchups right now, right? We should be talking about how great these players are right now. And what's dominating the headlines is which coach is going to go to which team, which players are going to go to the transfer portal. Once they enter the transfer portal, where are they going to go? And none of that. We shouldn't be talking about any of that. Yet we're forced to right now because of the way the college football calendar is.
Yeah. And like I said, as a draft analyst, I don't like this either. Like, it used to be if you were a junior and you were good, you were going to be a top 50 pick, you go pro.
Right.
Rarely.
And there was no doubt.
Like when Monte Ball said he was coming back, I was like, wait, what? Monte Ball, what are you doing? Why are you coming back? A running back, Wisconsin? Like, what are you doing? Go pro. It was rare. But then like Travion Henderson stayed another year. He was like, okay, NIL, but now NIL. So you don't know who's gonna. It's got to be tough in NFL teams. They're trying to scout you. Who's going to go pro or not? Because you want to focus on those players. So it's kind of annoying to me. It's like, okay, I might go pro, but wait, let me see if an NIL deal out there offers me more. I'll just transfer and play one more year at this university, and then I'll go pro. So, like I said, I mean, there's some prospects tonight in this game that I don't know if they're going pro. I probably know where I'd rank them right now if they were, but I don't know. Like, because these universities want to keep them, they're going to offer more money. Or another university.
Or another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's keep listening and get some more here. That was only 56 seconds into it. We've already got this much of a conversation off of it. So let's keep going and see what else he has to say.
About being leveraged, that if you don't give them a certain number, they're not going to play in the bowl. But I'm going to celebrate the kids we have left. Whoever that is, we'll go out there and play our tails off. And I'm very grateful for them. And again, I hated that we're talking about the 10 to 15, the player not going to play in the game, or 20, whatever that number ends up being. We should be talking about the 90 to 85 they're going to go play with their teammates. It's like I had just woke up in another world as compared to where we were 6 years ago. The last time we went to the First Responders Bowl, how many of our guys now would show up at 5 a.m. to get 3 nurses to stick Q-tips in your nose so you could practice that day? And now we're opting out because you don't get a certain number. You're not playing the bowl. It's sad what we're doing to kids. It really is. I hate it because I swore I wasn't going to let y'all get me into this anymore. But y'all are smart. Y'all are seeing all the kids that are opting out of the game. What I do is sit there and lie to y'all, and I can't lie to you. You got to comment on it. It's terrible what we're doing. There's no such thing as tampering. There's no such thing. Coaches talk to players. Agents talk to players. Oh, but then turn them in, coach. You think those players are going to give me the coaches actually talking to them? Why? It's driving the price up. The more they get driven up, the price goes up higher and higher and higher. And as long as there are people going to pay it, who's going to stop it? What's going to stop this? What's going to stop it?
So what's going to stop it, Cheese? Is there anything we can do or anything that the NCAA can do to stop this whatsoever?
Yeah, take away the go back to the old transfer rule. You have to sit out a year, or at least make it sit out half a year. Make it make it like, okay, yeah, you can transfer, but you're going to sit out at least a quarter of the season, third of the season, half the season, something like that to prevent all this. I just don't think you should be able to play for more than like 2 universities too. That's another thing.
I agree with that.
But they're never going to change it.
What if we do it the NFL way? And let me give you this scenario. Okay, so let's say that we can combine, because you've talked about this before with the NFL, and we can also use the NBA model. And I'll talk about that in a second too. So the NFL model is, okay, we basically franchise tag one of our college players. And if another team wants to poach them, then we get the opportunity to give them the money that they still need or still deserve, based on like the top 20 at that position. Why couldn't they do something like that?
That'll never happen. You can't franchise tag. Yeah, I don't even like the franchise tag in the NFL, but that will absolutely never happen. They're not going to tell a college student, no, you're franchised, you can't. That would prevent teams from going out to trying to get them to transfer. That That's just not something that'll ever happen. I just think there needs to be more. Like you get one, you can transfer once, but I still think even once time. So let's say you play 3 years at Georgia, and maybe your 4th year, you're the running back, and they say you got a split time this year because we have this 5-star, and so he transfers to Alabama.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, you should be punt. Alabama, Georgia rivals. You can't just do that without. You should have to sit out. I think at least like half the year if you're going to go to a rival in conference. Make them if you want to transfer. If you're at Oregon and you want to transfer to, say, NC State, go ahead. Not on the schedule. Okay, you don't have to sit out. No problem. Do that. You know what I mean? But and you're also not playing each other. Fine, but I just feel like I just feel like there needs to be more regulation. It make it hard. Yeah, you want these guys the opportunity to make more money, whatever. But it's just destroying some of these universities. That you're a coach and you take a small school. Like say you take Southern Miss, it has like 2 wins. 2 years later, you have 10 wins, and you've got like 4 or 5 pro talent on your roster. And they're all gone the next year, and you go back down to 3 or 4 wins because they took all your best players. They all transferred. One went to Ole Miss, one went to Miami, one went to LSU. Boom, gone. That sucks for these smaller schools.
Now, this year, Texas Tech pretty much did this, right? And they paid a whole bunch of these players, and now look where they are. But let me ask you this: what does Texas Tech have to do to where they or another school will do this as well? What do they have to make? I mean, they've already made the college football playoff. Is that enough of a reward for it? Do they have to win their first round matchup? Do they have to get to the finals? What does it have to do to be rewarding for a school like that?
I think 7 or maybe 8 of their defensive starters are transfers.
Yes.
Insane. Like,
but yet here we are rooting for.
I remember their first game of the year. I was like, I clicked on each name, trying to get to know who they are. Some of them I already knew who they were, but I'm like, wait, played for this team last year. 3 or 4 defensive linemen played for different teams last year. It's like, wait a second, the oil money. There needs to be a cap too. You can only spend so much money, and there needs to be, like NBA has, maximum contracts. Appreciate it, JC.
Yeah, thanks, JC. Appreciate you reposting, buddy.
Needs to be maximum contracts as well. Like you can only pay a guy like $5 million. Maybe next year it's 5.2. Like it go up each year with inflation or whatever. But maximum that way, your university can match that. If Michigan comes and says we're going to give you $4.5 million, but that's the max for the position or whatever, then that university can say, okay, we'll match it. We got some boosters that will give money, we'll match it. So. You don't want a situation where they can just, hey, here's $8 million, $9 million a year, whatever. That's okay. We'll eventually hit that at some point.
Roger, first of all, I see your comment. I'll get to you in a moment. I'm going to save yours for a reason here. We'll get to what you're saying here, buddy. I do have one more thing, and a terrible broadcaster gave me this idea. Troy Aikman said, hey, I gave to USC once. That's his alma mater. And after I gave this boatload of money,
UCLA.
Oh, UCLA?
UCLA. Don't say that. He will not be happy with you.
I'm sorry. Okay. Like he's going to know who I am anyway. All right. I don't know. I guess maybe terrible broadcasters listen to each other. I don't know. But
you're better than him. You know that.
But he said, hey, I gave this boatload of money to this player. And then the player just up and left like a year later, didn't thank me, didn't say anything to me, nothing. And then he basically said, I am never going to do that again. So here's the idea that he gave me, though. What if you do it this way? What if you go and you sign the kid as a freshman and you say, okay, here's a really good NIL deal for 4 years. And you've got to stay here all 4 years in order to get this NIL contract. We'll give it to you at the end, or we'll give you so much as it comes along, but you have to sign a contract that says you have to stay here for 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it is. And that way you know that you've got that player in the fold, and you can make him the face of your college football team. You can put him on your posters. You can put him on whatever you want, flyers and everything else. What do you think about that? Maybe deterring this jumping from team to team to team thing.
Well, I want to touch on both things you said.
Sure.
The second thing you said, yeah, that'll never happen, because what if you sign a contract with a team and then you get benched?
Well, that's the chance the team takes. It's no different than baseball or football or any other.
You can't play. I mean, you want to play. What if you're a quarterback and the next year they recruit a 5-star and they start him over you and you're stuck there? You have that contract and you can't leave. So that's never going to happen. They're never going to tell someone you're stuck at this university. What if the coach leaves and you're a terrible fit for the new system? It doesn't fit your style of play. So I get what you're saying. How about this? If you leave a break of contract, you have to pay it all back. How about that?
Okay.
That's what I'd like to.
I don't have a problem with that.
Everything you've made,
pay a percentage of it back.
If you sign a 4-year, $8 million deal and you stay for 2 years and then leave, you pay back $4 million. You pay back whatever you made. You better get a lot more. That would prevent a lot of people from leaving, because the other university would have to cover that.
You took my idea and made it better. Look at you.
But I want to mention the Troy Aikman thing. I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a player that stayed for UCLA 2 years and then transferred to Oregon. He didn't say who it was. We know it was, because he wrote a check for Dante Moore. We know it is quarterback Oregon. Yeah. And then the next year after he wrote the check, he left and transferred to Oregon, who's in the same conference, both in the Big Ten. So Troy Aikman's probably really pissed. And UCLA has not been very good for the most part for the last 30 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been 35 years since he was quarterback there. And they've pretty much since then have not been good. And they had this big time recruit, Dante Moore, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And he ends up going to Oregon, after they lost Dylan Gabriel to the NFL.
So as a person who doesn't have a rooting interest in either of those two teams, right, either UCLA or Oregon, do you get upset when this happens and then you're like, you know what, Oregon stole this kid, I am not going to root for Oregon for the rest of the time? Oh,
I hate it. It's awful. It's awful that they can do that, and you can go to a rival. It's amazing when you watch games. Oh, he transferred from this school. Like, wait, you transferred from Alabama to LSU? You transferred from Georgia to Alabama? Like, it's just like, wait a second, this is like criminal. Like there was a guy that transferred from Georgia to Tennessee, and I was living in Tennessee at the time, and a Georgia fan was like freaking out. It was an offensive lineman. Well, his brother went to Tennessee, and he transferred there to he wanted to play with his brother. And this Georgia fan's like, oh, guy, I hate him. I will always hate him, and he's the worst human being ever. And it's just like, I mean, I get his anger, but it's not good, and especially if they go and to a better program and they end up playing you and they beat you. It sucks. And I don't like, at least the NFL, there's like 4-year contracts, then you can leave. You can't just negatively just leave after 1 year. There needs to be some regulation. I hate putting a lot of regulations on stuff, but it's broken. It's not working.
Right. I was muting the mic because I heard my wife come home. I knew the dogs were going to go crazy there. So
you're like, one time you're like, keep talking, Cheese.
Right. Keep talking, Cheese. Come on. All right. There he goes. The one time, right? The one time. So, but you mentioned it earlier. What if you're not a good fit when a new coach comes in and you're like, you know what? I may as well just take this NIL money. That's going to be a better fit for me. Would you understand it more if that was the case?
Yeah, I think if you make a coaching change, you might be able to okay, you do these are the rules. If there is a coaching change, maybe if you transfer, you sit out half the year. If there's a coaching change, you only have to sit out like a quarter of the year or something like that. There needs to be some punishment for transfer. It just needs to be. It used to be, for those you don't know, you sat out a year if you transferred, or if it's in conference, 2 years. That was the rule to prevent people from just doing this exact thing that everyone's doing now. I don't know why it just all of a sudden became, we're not doing that. Alabama is -3 rushing yards.
Yeah, see that.
So there just needs to be some kind of rules to prevent. I liked it when someone stayed 3 or 4 years, one university. You always knew who was going to be in their lineup the next year. Now I don't. I have no idea. You watch a team in like the Big 12 title game, and the next year you watch them in week 1, and you're like, you don't even know who these players are. Or you watch another team, it's like, wait, that player, he played for Arizona State last year. That player played for Baylor. That player played for TCU. Why are they all on Texas? What's going on? That's not
Well, I
good.
mean, this happens in every sport, though.
Not after 1 year, every year. You can change in every sport. You mean every
Yes,
college
but,
sport or every professional? You can't do that.
yes, you can. You can move from team to team to team every year. There's plenty of
rookies.
players that sign 1 year contracts.
Oh yeah, but not after the first 4 years, the first 6 years. 6 years in baseball, 4 years in NFL. You
Right.
can't unless you're traded, or released.
Correct. But I mean, this, like I say, this happens a lot in every sport. I mean, there's no more Tony Gwynns anymore that stay with the same team, forever and ever like that.
Chipper Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to bring up the Atlanta Brave guy. Of course.
Cal Ripken Jr. Yeah. Oh yeah, Chipper Jones. Hell yeah, that's my boy.
So this is what Roger was saying earlier, and I said I was going to get to it here. So he says so much for low scoring, right? So let's do this real quick before the second half gets kicked off here. They're already starting it here. So
Alabama receives it.
17-17. Let's predict the final score. Who's going to win? And give me a score, Chiefs.
1917. Oklahoma gets a safety. That's it. No. I don't know. Is that Jeremy Bernard? Oh, he fumbled the ball. I think he might have been down.
I think he was down, I think.
I don't think he had touched the ball in the first half. If he did, I missed it. Give me Oklahoma.
It's hard to see from that angle.
30-27. 30-27 Oklahoma with the victory. Last second field goal. What about you?
He was down. Okay. 30-27. You're still going to go with Oklahoma?
I'm still going to go with Oklahoma because really just mistakes. This game would not be close if it went for just complete mistakes. They pretty much dominated the game except for, basically one drive. So,
who do you think's the better coach here? Who do you think's the better head coach?
Brent Venables.
Okay, and I agree with you. I thought you were going to say that. I think they will make the right halftime adjustments, and they will come out and they will continue to dominate this game because they really, really have dominated this game. They have shot themselves in the foot. Is really what happened, as you alluded to earlier. I'm going to go 35-31. Oklahoma wins.
Watching this?
A bunch of points.
This pre-snap? Okay. So Oklahoma showed blitz, and Alabama changed the play. Then Owen Heineke, the middle linebacker, he changed the play, but they're still blitzing. But I love that. I love when teams adjust and the other team adjusts back. So what Owen Heineke probably did there, the middle linebacker, he probably acted like we're checking out of the blitz, but they still blitzed. He still came and almost got to him.
Yeah, actually he did. He came really close. He touched him there at the end. So is that I noticed that some, especially in the NFL, I noticed that some teams stay in the huddle longer and they wait till 10, 12 seconds before they break the huddle and actually come up to the line of scrimmage, right? And I take it that's why they do that for us, so the other team can't see how they're going to line up and then start making adjustments.
And do an audible, change the play. Yeah. See, right now he's checking off. He's changing the play. He's pointing something, or he's changing the protection. There had to be a false starter offsides there,
I was going to say 32 was offside.
Yeah. No, I think it was false start on Kalen Proctor. Pretty sure it was a false start.
Yeah, you're going to be correct. They're going to give you the false start against Alabama.
So when the quarterback does that, he's either changing the play or changing the protection. If he thinks they're going to blitz, he might change the protection. And the Alabama offensive line is not known for picking up the blitz well or handling stunts.
But they're not an offensive team. What do you mean by changing the protection?
Oh, Kip Lewis, better be careful there. Better be careful. I mean, I think he acted a little bit, but
yeah,
changing the protection. Just who gets what? If this linebacker blitz, you got this guy. If this blitzes, the running back has you. Basically, the first guy come through, you get him. Second guy, the running back will get. Basically, you're just Peyton Manning did this so well. If you watch him at the Colts, he would tell everyone on the offense line who you got.
There is hanging your receiver out to dry right there.
Still, probably could have been caught. They really needed to get some. That's another thing annoying me about Oklahoma. You knew you were kicking off the second half. Why didn't you go for it at the beginning of the first half? Play to win, but they got they forced the punt.
It did hit him in the shoulder.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he's
in the air.
Look, Ryan Williams, he was a 5-star. Okay, he's one of the best freshman years receivers ever had last year.
Okay,
he needs to make that catch. He's one of the best receivers in the country, although he has not been as good this year as he was last year. But you can argue the two best receivers in the country last year were both freshmen, Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith. But Jeremiah Smith has passed him as he was better this year than Ryan Williams. And I think Jeremiah Smith, off top a little, I think there's a chance he could be number one pick in the draft next year. If there's not like a stud quarterback, he's that good. Receivers rarely go number one, but he's almost a top 5 lock if he comes out.
But you just said he hasn't had his really good second season. So what you said to qualify everything is
Ryan Williams has. Ryan Williams of Alabama hasn't. I went back to talk to Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State. I switched.
You confused me for a second there.
Okay. But I brought up both of them because they both were probably the 2 best receivers in the country last year, and they're both true freshmen.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying Ryan Williams, Alabama hasn't been as good, in my opinion, sophomore year, and Jeremiah Smith has. And then I just kind of went off topic and said, in the 2027 draft, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremiah Smith goes even first overall. I think he's a top 5 lock. He's that good.
Okay. So you've got these 4 games, right? And we've already talked about this game, obviously. We're still talking about this game because it's live. We talked about Miami and Texas A&M, the first game on Saturday. I chose Miami. You chose Texas A&M. Next, we're going to talk about the number 11 Tulane Green Wave against the number 6 Ole Miss. I don't know what they
Running Rebels.
Running Rebels. Thank you, sir. So that'll be Saturday at 3:30 on TNT and True TV. I'm going to take a small break here for a second and go run and do some of what you did earlier and then come back. So tell us and talk about the Tulane Ole Miss game on Saturday. Wait for your prediction until I can come back and hear it, and then I'll do the same thing. I'll wait a couple seconds until the game action actually starts back up again. So if you want to dazzle everyone with your play-by-play abilities, then you can certainly do that as well. But I think this is going to be an interesting topic here when we talk about this third of the 4 games, when we talk about Ole Miss and things like that, because I think there's a few things that we need to talk about that don't necessarily happen on the field. So we'll get to all of that here in a second. I did not think this commercial break was going to be this long. I don't understand what everybody's doing here, and they're showing penguins, for God's sake, on television.
Don't knock the Penguins. It's not the Penguins' fault.
It's technically not. So 17-17, 13-22 here in the third quarter. I'm going to give this to Cheese for a moment. I'm going to take a little break, and my legs are falling asleep here. So let me get up and stretch for a second, and then I will be right back with you. Cheese, it's your time, sir. Shine like your hair does, buddy. Okay.
Tulane, Ole Miss. Here's the problem that Tulane will have is they're not going to be able to stop Ole Miss at all. Ole Miss is going to score a ton of points. Kwan Lacey, running back, he should have a monster game. Trinidad Chambliss, great dual threat at quarterback. You got Harrison Wallace at receiver. That Ole Miss offense put up 45 against Tulane. They actually played Tulane. For those of you watching didn't know, they beat them 45-10. Do I think they'll win by that much again? Probably not. I think Tulane's playing pretty well. I think they're playing better. They played outstanding against North Texas in the American Championship game. But even if Tulane scores some points, even if they put up 24, 27 points, they're still not going to come close to winning, in my opinion. Because if they can even hold Ole Miss to 34 points, that would be a win for them. I mean, they won't win the game, but I don't think they will. I think Ole Miss, despite losing Lane Kiffin, who is offensive coach, despite him going to LSU, the talent is still so good on Ole Miss on the offensive side of the ball. And while they can be scored upon, I could definitely see a 41-24, 38-21 kind of game. I think that's probably the best case scenario is they get within 14 to 17 points for Tulane. Ole Miss is just they have just too much offense and just a complete drop by Deion Burks. Not like him. And then on 3rd and 6, a throw behind Satania. Holy crap. Quick 3 and out. That's absolutely Satania, not Sertania, Satania. Exactly what Alabama needed is they needed a 3-and-out. But Deion Burks dropping the second down play. That technically was a drop, but it was behind him. But, yeah, Oklahoma's got to hit those 2 plays. They hit one or two of them, they probably get the first down. So Alabama getting right back 2 punts to start the second half, which is much more like me and Mike expected. He didn't drop the punt. Much better punt than the Alabama punter. He didn't drop it. Unbelievable. Yeah. The pick 6 is the big thing in the game here. It's tied. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what they got. Who is wearing a pink hat on the Oklahoma sideline? Like, dude, why? Why pink? All right. Taylor Wine. He's complaining about a block in the back, possibly. Oh, they're calling a late hit on him. He's saying it's pushing the back. Not really. They're going to call a late hit. Personal foul. Just dumb. Like Oklahoma should be in control of this game. They should have at least a 10-point lead. They're beating themselves with stupid stuff like this. Drop punt, pick 6, or the receiver ran the wrong route. Hitting a guy late. They've done that twice. They are beating themselves. It's absolutely ridiculous. Taylor, anyone watching, it's Wein. I'm assuming it's wine. It's not ween, is it? Taylor, I really like him as a prospect. Sophomore. I think he'll play on Sunday. Plus, he's got a cool mullet. If the NFL player or a college football player is a mullet, they're probably going to be playing on Sunday. They're probably going to be an NFL player. With great mullet, though, comes great responsibility. So remember that, kids. Yeah. If you take nothing from this podcast, it's that with great mullet comes great responsibility. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah. Now we get a commercial with the St. Bernard. Okay. That's a big dog. Okay. Let's talk about some NFL draft prospects. LT Overton is out for Alabama. I really wanted to watch him against Oklahoma. He's kind of the big edge. The story of this draft is going to be big edges, like 275, 290-pound edge rushers. Most drafts, you have a lot of 245, 250-pound speed rushers. The big edge is going to be the story of this draft. It's a good edge class, but it's a bigger one. So if you want an every down 4-3 defensive end, this is definitely a good draft for you. And I really want to see LT Overton play. Oh, it looks like Mike is back. And Keon Sabb, number 3 safety, Alabama. He's another guy to watch for the NFL draft. Let's see, was there another Oklahoma player? I think we've talked about them all. But if you missed it, Mike, they got another personal foul, stupid, after the play hit out of bounds. Didn't need to do it. Didn't really hit them hard. But Oklahoma's beating themselves. They went 3-and-out there. Pick 6, dropped punt, 2 personal foul penalties. It's a tied game. They're beating themselves.
Wow. Yeah, this is just crazy, though. So is it coaching when it's stuff like that then, or is it still players just being stupid?
Well, he was complaining he was pushing the back. He was a little at the end of the play, but not enough for a call. But when he was doing that, he's begging for all-setting penalties. He knew he did it. He knew it was wrong. It's just stupid. Green Bay Packers do it all the time. I think a part of it's got to be just undisciplined team.
Mm-hmm. Which, again, goes back to coaching, though, right?
Every game, 2 or 3 penalties, Green Bay. It's just dumb penalties. And then Matt LaFleur at the press conference complained, it's unacceptable. We can't have that. And it's like,
we got to clean this up. That's what they all say, right?
No one on the Green Bay media will call him out. They just repeat his quote and call him out and saying, why hasn't he fixed this? Why hasn't he fixed this? He's been there for like 7 years. Why has he not fixed this? So it's just, yeah. I don't know. It's Brett Venables. I'm not going to say it is, but they're beating themselves. Oh, finally a big run for Alabama. They haven't been able to run the ball all game. Huge run there. He had a huge hole
It looked like he broke that back, or he cut it back, it looked
I
like.
want to see who got the big block there.
56.
56-75 had an outstanding block as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So did you talk at all about Tulane against Ole Miss? Did you talk to our fans about that, sir?
I did the whole breakdown. I basically I'll recap for you. It's just like there's just too many weapons that Ole Miss offense. Doesn't matter if you don't have Lane Kiffin calling the plays or doing the game plan. They have just too many weapons. So Tulane's going to give up points. Their only chance is to score, and I don't think they'll score enough. They just they lost by 35 the first time. I think it'll be closer, but the spread is, let's see, let me pull it up. Thought it'd be bigger. It's 17.5. I like Ole Miss to win and cover that and win by like 21, 24 points.
Okay.
I'm guessing you're going to go somewhere different, and you're going to use the Lane Kiffin as your reason.
Yes, I am. I'm going to take some of these off the field things. So I will give you credit as what you said. This game's hard to predict. That's how I, when we did the notes for the podcast, if you go back through and read them, there's a touchdown.
Brooks, Lotsire Brooks, he's just been incredible in this game. Freshman, he has just stepped it up, and Alabama now has the lead. It's unbelievable. It was 17-0. We're about to have 24 unanswered points.
I'm glad you said it that way, because I was going to say something about this.
What a
that
throw.
Is a term in sports that I can't stand. The term unanswered. Of course they're unanswered points. What? I mean, why do we make that such a big deal when there are 24 unanswered points?
Well, because it was 17-0. It's just a term. It's never going away.
No, it's never going to go away, but just because it's not going to go away doesn't mean I have to like it.
But no, I think Kawan Lacey is going to be a huge problem for Tulane, the running back. I think he's going to have a huge game. I don't think they'll be able to stop him. And I just think, and Chambliss, great dual threat quarterback. I think it could get out of hand. Tulane's going to have to score. Their only chance is they can somehow get a turnover here or two and just keep scoring with them. But I like Ole Miss, and I like to cover the 17.5. Now, go ahead. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to so again, yes, this game is going to be hard to predict, right? Tulane has played really well all season long, scored a lot of points, as you alluded to, but they've done so against lesser talent. They've not played a team like Ole Miss.
Well, they did. They lost by 35. They played them and lost 45-10. That's the one. The one time they played them and they got killed. Yeah.
All right. Ole Miss has a different coach, and I don't know. I just don't like how this program is gonna turn out. I think they almost had to know that this was coming. Yet they've not tried to hire anybody. They've just said, okay, well, our coordinator is going to come in and coach all of our kids, and everything's going to be fine. And I really honestly think they've ignored the elephant in the room. And I don't know how Ole Miss is going to react because of it. And you're right. I'm going to take Tulane to win, not just to cover. I think number 11 Tulane is going to move on, and they're going to beat Ole Miss in this game. And there's another reason why, too. I dug into this a lot because I'll be really honest with you. I tried to find something that would kind of back me up here and say, okay, I've got to be able to find some kind of stat where Tulane is going to really have a big edge. And I found one. The deciding factor might be the fact that Ole Miss has – oh, okay.
Alabama with the sack on Mateer. Oklahoma, this is just an absolute disaster. They have just completely – collapsed in this game. No one blocked him.
And again, they shifted everybody to the right.
He wasn't even rushing. His job was to spy the quarterback. And then he's like, all right, he's going to stand in the pocket. I'm going to go get him.
I'm just going to get him. What a turn of events in this game.
2nd and 15. Need to get some yards here if you're Oklahoma.
And he's going to get sacked again.
And he gets sacked again. They're not a third and long type team.
And you're right. They're not. They are not a third and long type team. They have to be not necessarily ahead of the sticks, but they've got to get something significant on either first or second down. They've got to get 5 yards on one of those 2 downs.
They're a good third and short team because they have Mateer, because of his run.
Yes, because he can run.
Yeah. So the
He just
stat
got
on
hit in
Tulane. You said
Didn't
the
they
stat,
hit him in the face mask right there?
I didn't think so. I'd have to see it again. That's not going to probably do anything.
No.
Got a better punt.
And
So
that's
what do
what
you
they
think is the stat for Tulane?
Well, the stat for Tulane, Ole Miss has 7 interceptions all year long. So there's not a lot of the ability to flip a game like what we saw with this game. How the punter, I know it's not an interception, but the punter fumbled and that just flipped this whole game. So Ole Miss only has 7 interceptions all year, but Tulane has 15, more than double. I'm going to say that Tulane is going to get a couple of big interceptions, big turnovers, and that's going to help them win this game. So I'm going to pick Tulane over Ole Miss on Saturday at 3:30.
Trinidad Chambliss is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, not throwing picks. He just doesn't throw interceptions for Ole Miss. But I get what you're saying. I just think Kwan Lacey's going to go off the running back for Ole Miss. I think they're going to,
and he might. I'm not going to say no to that.
He's outstanding running back. He's been kind of banged up. I think it's going to be a run first game plan. But they played each other. I think Tulane's playing better, but they played each other. It was 45-10. Mm-hmm. I know Lane Kiffin's there. I think it'll be closer. If somehow Tulane does win, Georgia's going to be ecstatic. They beat Ole Miss. It was at Ole Miss, but it still was a 1-score game. So it'll be much tougher. They'd much rather play Tulane than face Ole Miss again. So
yes, they would.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they would. We'll talk about loyalty in sports here, and you know what? No, we got a commercial break. Let's just go ahead and jump into this thing. So not only is the transfer portal filling up with several players, but there's several teams who all of a sudden they're just they're poaching people like the other coach talked about earlier. So we can't hold the players accountable for loyalty when coaches are leaving too. Do you agree with that statement, Cheese?
Yeah, I still.
You don't want to, but you are. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, obviously what Lane Kiffin did. You went to a rival, not only just a team in the conference, used to be unheard of, but you went to a rival. And that some players are going to transfer.
We got a neat chat here in a second that we will have to get to. But John, we'll get to you in just a second, buddy. Let me finish this topic, and then we will dive into that topic here in just a second. So give me about 10 minutes, John, and we'll jump into your topic, and we'll give it our full attention here in just a second.
And one of the things with the players, they need to realize, like, you're signing with the university, you're not signing with the coach. That's like, you can't just go for the coach.
See, I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Because this happened. I remember this is when I used to watch college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Williams left Kansas for North Carolina. Do you remember when that happened?
Yep.
It was shocking because he had opportunities before to leave and didn't.
Yes.
And then he did. And Kansas, the guys that signed letter of intent wanted out of it. And Kansas said, no. Because we're Williams. And Kansas, they're not going to let their 4- and 5-star recruits just out of it, because then they lose a whole recruiting class. And they should have said no. Like, you're choosing Kansas basketball. No, I mean, they've still done. I think they've won 1 national title since. Maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
I think two. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch college. I haven't watched college basketball since Virginia Texas Tech final, because that's my dad's alma mater when Virginia won it. I haven't watched it since, but I know you disagree with that, but you still are signing with the university. You're not saying, I'm going to Lane Kiffin's team. I'm going to Ryan Day's team. You are signing with a university. So you need to know that. It needs to be the last line, maybe. When he says, I agree to this, and he's the last line. I understand that I'm signing with the university and not the coaches. That needs to be part of the signing.
No, see, I'm gonna really disagree with you on this one.
I don't understand that play call. Run with Ty Simpson on first down, no gain. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. The first thing is the game, right? So, our topics and stuff are secondary. So anytime you want to interrupt and because I'm doing some other stuff and I've got things on all around me and stuff like that.
He also got nailed. No gain, and he got nailed anyway.
So yeah, interrupt me with a game. Feel free to do that whenever you want. So I believe people do things for people. And this is what I mean. Where I work at, we don't have enough people, and we depend on overtime in order to supplement those positions. And it's not like I say, I'm going to go to that unit and work, or I'm going to go to this unit and work. What people say is, I'm going to go work for that sergeant, or I'm going to go work for that lieutenant that runs that shift on that unit. So I believe that people work for people. And I think when Ryan Day shows up in your living room, or, Kenny Dillingham shows up in your living room, or, pick the coach, right? Lane Kiffin, or whatever coach you want to pick. And that guy is the motivator for you. And that guy is the person who you want to go play for. Oh my gosh.
3rd and 2, and he dropped it. Jeremy Bernard, I was singing his praises earlier. Drops it. There is a flag. It would be 4th and 2.
And he was clapping, so I'm going to bank it's against his defender.
Yeah, it's all defensive holding.
Yeah.
Still, you got to catch that. They would have declined it. I mean, that's a huge play.
Yes. And
Red Venables is losing his mind. But you know what's crazy is Oklahoma has never won a college football playoff game. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
0-4. Alabama's won 9 college football.
I want to see. You were criticizing. No, he probably couldn't have. I was going to say, you were criticizing the Oklahoma quarterback earlier.
That's definitely a hold. That's a good call.
Yeah. Because you thought he could have run for it and gotten that down. He couldn't have run for that and gotten it down. So throwing it was the right decision at that point. But I do, though.
They would have gone there. I wouldn't have had a problem with it because he was so open, because you're going to go for it on 4th and 2 anyway, because you're in Oklahoma territory. It's where they were going to punt. You got to know where you were. You got to have the right instincts. I just cannot believe Jeremy Bernard dropped that ball. NFL scouts are watching like, what are you doing? He looked up at the defender last minute. He took his eyes off the ball. He was worried about getting hit. Can't do that, man. Can't do that and be drafted in the NFL. We'll see.
Nope.
I was singing his praise. I was giving him Randall Cobb comps.
And that was, ladies and gentlemen, if you were an Alabama fan, that was Cheese's fault right there, because he doomed your player there. So
going back to Brooks, who said just a monster game. Yeah, just throw to Brooks every time. If I'm Alabama, he's just been incredible in this game.
Right.
And if somebody knows how to pronounce his first name, please tell us in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you. Yeah.
Latsier Brooks.
Brooks, that's his name. Brooks.
L. Brooks, yes.
Thank you, Ricky. We appreciate your reposting the stream for us, buddy. Thank you very much. Let's get back here to the loyalty thing. So like I said, I think people work for people. I think people play for people. I know you've certainly heard a lot of times where a player says, "I want to play for coach this," or "I want to do that for the coach," and I'll run really through a wall for this coach, or whatever it is. So.
He had all day to throw, great pocket. The offensive line's done much better here in the second half.
Yes, they certainly have. So
that's pocket awareness. He knew exactly when to leave the pocket. He knew exactly when. That's perfect. That's called pocket awareness. Look at that. Okay,
it's very good. No, I'm 100%. That's a great play by the Alabama quarter.
No, that's close. That's really close.
So what is the rule on that? As we're watching it, so you've got the lineman holding sorta kind of around his neck, around his upper.
Usually that's called. Torso. Usually that's called, but they could call holding every play. I probably would have called that, but good first step by Thomas. He dropped in coverage on that play. Mason Thomas. Thomas.
So when you're saying that you could call holding on every play, how, if you're the referee, do you decide when to do it and when not to do it then, if you can call holding on every play?
Well, it was Micah Parsons. There's no such thing as holding. But, okay, so basically if you see a jersey, you call it. If you see him grab the neck like there, you call it. If you tackle him, you call it. Other than that, if it's little tiny holds, what you don't want is 12, 15 holding calls in a game. They probably should do that, and then they'll stop holding. Eventually they'll stop, but they're not going to do that, college or pro. Another play that should have been called. Like, what is going on with these Alabama receivers? Like,
and they're still winning this game. They've come back.
So you don't think You think anyone that signs a letter of intent, the coach leaves, you should be able to just get out of it?
Maybe not get out of it. I actually like what you said a little earlier. Maybe not get out of it per se, but not have to pay such a high penalty if they do decide that they want to leave. If you say that when a coach doesn't leave and you go to a different team, you got to sit out a year. Well, when a coach does leave and you go to another team, now you've only got to sit out 6 months or something like that. I agree that there has to be some kind of punishment for it, but I don't know if it should be the same punishment.
It's coaches leave all the time. It's for some reason, most head coaches in Power Four programs are head coaches with other programs first. They rarely hire coordinators. Like Kirby Smart was Alabama's defensive coordinator, was hired by Jordan. That's rare. Almost every coach, North Texas coach gone, Memphis coach gone, a Tulane coach gone, South Florida coach gone. All of them had good seasons, gone. That's who people are hiring. So there's a lot of head coach turnover. If it was coordinators, it wouldn't be a big deal. Yes, coordinators do recruiting, and they could have gone for that coordinator. But, yeah, most of the time it's for the head coach if you're going for the coach. And, yeah.
So Alabama just kicked a field goal. I almost said a 3-point field goal. Duh. So Alabama just kicks a field goal and increases their lead to 10. So it's 27-17 now. While we're still talking about loyalty in sports, and we mentioned this a little bit, so we kind of talked about this question before we talk about it, I guess. So I understand players leaving for leaving a non-power conference and going to a power conference. I completely get that. But when coaches and players go from like the Big 12 school to a Big 10 school, do you think that's any different? And should they be treated any different if they do so?
What do you mean by treated any different?
Should they have a different penalty to them if they go?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you go from Tulane to Ohio State, okay, I might not like it, but I can justify it, right? You're going to a better team. You're going to get more eyes on you. You're going to try to be drafted. So I can understand all of that. But when you go from a Big 12 school to a Big 10 school, it's not like the same people aren't going to see you. The scouts are pretty much the same for all of those teams.
You talking about Matt Campbell going to Penn State?
Yeah.
It's funny. One of the reasons that they fired James Franklin was he just couldn't beat the good teams. Obviously this year he lost to UCLA. Okay. But that was a big knock. And then they get Matt Campbell, who's had trouble beating the really good teams. He's done a good job at Iowa State. Yeah, but he's not had a good record against top 15 teams at all. It's a lot. Some of his top 15 wins are when Iowa's like ranked 14th or 15th. When he's beaten Iowa, he doesn't always beat Iowa. He wasn't their first choice. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, Penn State's a better job than Iowa State, no doubt about it. It's a better job. But is it a more secure job? Heck no. Matt Campbell can win 8 or 9 games every year as long as he beats Iowa probably at least half the time. He's going to keep his job. He's going to get an extension. He's going to be fine. Penn State, he's got probably 2 or 3 years. He better turn around. He better start at least beating Ohio State or Michigan or Oregon, at least one of those every year, and getting the Big Ten title game at least every other year, or he's going to be fired.
Yes.
The fact that James Franklin get them in the Final Four of the college football playoff, and the next year, they fell off, quarterback didn't play well, boom, get off to a bad start, gone. You're fired. That should tell you. And I'm a little surprised Matt Campbell took the job. Maybe there's money, but I don't know how good a coach he'd be. I just have a feeling he won't even be there. In 4 years from now, he won't be there. I just got a feeling.
Okay. Well, before we go any further, Cheese, I have to give our fans credit. We're now up over 150 people with us live right now. So I thank them very much for responding to us here on the Lights Out Sports live GameCast of the Alabama versus Oklahoma college football playoff game. That's all of a sudden it was dominated by Oklahoma. Then we said, okay, it's a game, and now it's almost got the feel that it's getting ready to escape and go toward Alabama.
27 unanswered.
Stop it.
Oklahoma needs to go down and get a score. They need to cut it to one-score game here. And
there goes the quarterback getting.
That's one thing
yards.
he can do. If it breaks down, he can scramble. He's so good at that. And a little surprised we haven't seen a little bit more of that, like designed runs.
Mm-hmm. You may get that. So now it's 2nd down and 3. And as you're saying, now he's looking around. Now he's coming up to the line from his shotgun position, and he's okay. Let's change the play. We got, they still got 18 seconds left on the clock, so he's got plenty of time to change the play. Let's see if Alabama does the same thing back.
That's why you run up and show formation, show like you're going to snap it. You want to see what they're going to do.
There's your design run, and he tripped over his own feet. And
no, he had that. Oh man, I've noticed that Alabama is playing Bray Hubbard, the safety, the line of scrimmage, a lot. He's playing more like a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He is, he was showing blitz on that play before they changed it, but he's been more like a linebacker hybrid. He's number 18. He's over there. He's he's top of the screen. He's up there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
he's their strong safety. He's been there here blitzing on this play.
Oh, if they got that or not, that's gonna be close.
Yep. Well, I think he's got it. If not, they're just gonna go. They got it.
They gave it to him. Yeah.
They would have gone for it anyway. So Alabama is trusting their corners to cover the Oklahoma receivers, to cover Satania and Burks, and they're putting a safety up there. So they're playing a cover one high safety in the middle of the field. Yep, here they are again. See, they don't want Mateer to run. What they're doing is they're putting a spy on Mateer, so they're bringing a safety up to cover that linebacker's typical assignments. That's what they're doing, just playing one safety in the middle of the field. And you know what? It's working. It's worked since the first quarter.
Yeah, but neither team has been able to rush, just like the first time they met. Alabama only has 40 rushing yards, and Oklahoma has 55. So that
oh wow,
that's total. So
neither Oklahoma had 38 in the first quarter. They had 38 rushing yards in the first quarter.
They have done nothing since. You alluded to it a second ago, and there they go. They're going right back to it. Now they're close to the first down there. They got 5 yards on second.
That's big for them on second to get a running play like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is interesting that they're still going to go back and do it. John, I will tell you again, I told you in a second that we would get to you. I will. As soon as we go to the next commercial, I want to dive into your topic here. I think it'll be really interesting once we do here.
QB sneak here, 3rd and 2. You're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. So just QB design run, I think. That's what I would run.
Yeah, but you're even saying they're coming up to play the run. Are you thinking you can still get it?
It's 3rd and 2. You're going to go for it on 4th and 2. So I just do a shotgun design run for the quarterback. That's what I would call.
Okay.
Nope, they're going to throw. They should have.
And they're still going to
they got it. Blaylock. No, good job by the running back to catch that ball.
Well, not only to catch it, but to move forward right away.
Yeah, he knew where he was.
Mm-hmm. Like you talked about earlier, there was pocket awareness. Now, what are we going to call this? First down awareness, right? He knows right where the stick is. He knows where he has to go.
He made sure he got it.
Mm-hmm.
But good job by Mateer on the run. Very accurate.
I've noticed he can throw on the run a lot. So I'm going to ask you again. I know I've asked you this kind of question in different ways, but I mean, so when you're evaluating these quarterbacks, is that something you look at too? Okay, well, he can throw on the run.
Here's a design run. Did not work at all. 70 completely whiffed on the block. If 70 gets a block, the running back had a really good block. That's a really good game because the running back gave him a block, but whoever 70 is just completely whiffed. Yeah, he throws on the run really well. The problem is he's not the best pocket passer, and that's a problem. In the NFL, you're going to throw more on the pocket, and he's athletic. He's got tools. He needs to improve in the pocket, and that's why I think he'll come back for sure.
So then how do you do that? How do you improve in the pocket?
Go to Manning camp. Go to Manning camp and work with Peyton Manning, one of the best pocket quarterbacks of all time. Yeah, he just needs to improve mechanics, improve accuracy. It can happen. Josh Allen, when he came out of Wyoming, he wasn't very accurate in the pocket. His downfield passing game was very inaccurate. All
right, so into the 3rd quarter, we're going to go into a little bit of a break here. So let's go to John. John Hughes, 738, says, this game is staged in favor of Alabama, and I'm a Bama fan. I feel like I'm watching a wrestling game. Oklahoma was doing well. Bama catches up with them and now beating them. Oklahoma is acting retarded. Well, at least I'm not the only person that says people are acting retarded, John. I appreciate it. But what do you think about something like this being staged? This is a college football playoff game, Cheese. Do you think they would do that?
So I'll say this. I hope not. I don't think so. But there is some evidence to what John is saying. He had a punt that he caught clean, and right about the punt, he decides to drop it. There was a pick six thrown right to the Alabama defender. Those two plays are rare. So I'm not saying they were done on purpose. I'm just saying if you were saying that it is rigged, those two plays completely changed this game.
All right,
so Oklahoma has a big lead, if not for those two plays at halftime.
Yes. Let's ask our fans. What do you guys think? Would they rig this game, and do you think they are? Is this something that they're doing so that they can the college football committee can prove, oh yes, Alabama did deserve to be there? I mean, if there's a team they're going to rig it for, I would think it would be for Alabama. So
I don't think they are though. Like Oklahoma, do they really like throwing the game? Like giving money? I mean, I don't think so.
The players are going to go to other teams for NIL money for probably less.
I don't think so. I'll say that. But those two plays watching them, that just doesn't happen. Like it's crazy how rare a punter just drops the ball.
And he didn't even, I mean, that was awkward looking a drop. It wasn't like he slipped with his feet or anything like that. I mean, he just simply, when he was, I don't know, it looked really awkward when he was dropping the ball down to kick it. And
the interception was just, I don't know.
It's like, what was that receiver doing? It was almost like he threw it to the defender, to be honest. So,
yeah,
I like where John's going here. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but I like I said, I will say if college football is getting together and doing it, it's going to be for Alabama. I mean, they're not gonna rig something for James Madison or for Tulane or for any of these other teams, but they might for Alabama.
It's possible. I don't think so. But those two plays, I thought about it when I saw those two plays. And you're a big 50 Cent fan. You excited about this? Big 50 Cent fan.
No, I'm not a big 50 Cent fan at all. When you got a guy that has to come out with, oh, I'm sorry, is it Fitty?
I don't know.
When you've got a person that has to come out like this with enough, bling on his,
he's trying to, I guess he's
his neck to blind people. I don't know.
Well, he's an Oklahoma fan, obviously, so he's trying to inspire him. Because they need to come back. Yeah, they're down 10 in the fourth quarter. That's tough.
Yeah,
they got to go down and get a score here. They can't punt or turn the ball. They've got to go. They haven't scored since early second quarter. They got to go get a score.
Just so you know, 50 Cent's hard to kill. Just so you know.
Yeah, I believe you. It's right there on the sweatshirt. So
it does.
That's how you know that he's hard to kill, because it says it on the shirt. Just like, yes, Alan Lazard, released by the Jets. He's available. Look, Alan Lazard, Green Bay Packers shirt. Boom. Look at that. He's a free agent. Someone go get Alan Lazard. Go get him.
Who do you think's going to pick him up?
The Steelers. He and Aaron Rodgers.
That's a pass interference. There we go.
Yeah. That's clear pass interference. About 15 flags just went. The Steelers should sign him. Get rid of Adam Thielen, who can't play. He knows Aaron Rodgers. He's a great run blocking receiver. Go get him. Someone's got to sign him.
And him and Aaron Rodgers are friends, right? Wasn't that he went with the Jets when Aaron went to the Jets, right?
Yep, and they obviously together in Green Bay. Aaron went back when he was a young player. Aaron pushed for them to play him more. He's practicing well. He's better than our receivers that are playing. We need to play him, and they finally did. So he's always got his back. It would make sense. And Aaron trusts him. He's great in contested catches. He can't separate anything from coverage, but he's good in contested catches, and he can run block. And it's my boy, Lazard.
I mean, everybody.
Boom.
Is that what you did at the break? Was you went to go get your shirt at the break?
I was always wearing the shirt. I just wear it every day. Alan Lazard is my boy.
Oh,
Look at this.
in between
Deion
defenders
Burks
and into the
wide
end
open
zone.
and touchdown. Burks having minus that horrible drop that killed that drive. He's having a great game.
So it's a game again.
Deion Burks touchdown. Good.
37 yards on that
I think
touchdown.
I'm predicting
14:45 left in the game.
I'm predicting third round Cincinnati Bengals. No, wait, they don't make good picks. Never mind. No. Cincinnati Bengals take Deion Burks in the third round of the upcoming NFL.
But they don't need a receiver.
Mm-hmm. They don't have a good number 3 receiver. T. Higgins isn't playing. Disaster. They need another receiver. They need a slot receiver. And Yosevich is terrible.
Josivac, but okay.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
He's so play. Bad you don't even know how to pronounce his name.
I don't even
right?
know his name. He's just bad at football.
So let me give you this stat. I don't know if you saw it. I did tweet it out earlier. We put it out on our X account at All Gloves Off SM is our X feed. What is your X feed, Cheese? While we're just throwing out social media stuff here.
So it looked like the linebacker dropped deep in coverage. So it just found a hole in the zone.
That was a heck of a throw, though.
Yeah, just got it over him. Great play by both Burks and usually you don't.
That's hard to see that ball coming with that defender in that position, right?
Well, usually you don't make that throw. That's a really risky throw, but it worked out. At Football with Cheese, my YouTube channel, Football with and CHEEZ, like Cheese It.
Okay.
Subscribe and hit the bell. And
for notifications, right?
For notifications, you don't miss a video.
So
you never know.
Miss a video. Yes.
Something big happens.
Like I've heard that before.
Something big happens. I will make a video of it, like instant reaction. And I talk mostly NFL, cover all 32 teams, but I also do college football some. And of course, big focus on the NFL draft. I do 10 to 12 videos a week during NFL draft season.
All right. And I tell you what, if you guys haven't seen his videos lately, he keeps improving and keeps improving and keeps improving them. Now he's put some graphics on there. Actually, that's probably more of that lady in his life than anything else. But I tell you what, when I'm going to be really honest with you here for a second, not that I'm not always honest with you, but we're going to do this live on the air instead of me doing it with you like somewhere off. I was a little miffed when you didn't start using the same program that everybody else here on All Gloves Off Sports Media is using. But I see your stuff now. It was probably the right choice for you. It looks really professional, looks really, really good, and I'm glad that everything's come together for you. And I really like what you're putting together, buddy. It looks really nice.
It's best for my style of video because if anyone doesn't know what I do in a video, like a 7-minute video, I might record 13, 15, 18 minutes and talk about all, and then look at it and look what.
Oh, don't start this stuff.
It's the most interesting, and it's better fit.
So what I hear is that he talks too much. That's what I hear. And now he's talked so much, he's got himself frozen right now. So it's 2nd and 9, 14-14 left in the game. 27-24, Alabama has the lead. All right, there he is. He's back with us. He was frozen there for a couple seconds, but we got him back. So
okay.
Uh-oh. That was a false start, it looks like. Oh, nice catch over the shoulder.
Wow. Perfect throw.
But there should be a false start on it. They're not going to flag him?
I didn't see it. Obviously, the replay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I did not see the false start. I'm going to watch it.
Well, I mean, okay.
Yeah, you're right. The right tackle did move early. You're right.
Yeah.
I watched it on the other TV. Yep. He did. 75, I believe. They completely
this play
missed
shouldn't even count.
What a play. What a catch by Horton. What a pass by Ty Simpson. But you're right. The right tackle did jump.
Who's played better? Which quarterback has played better in this game, Chiefs?
I think Simpson has played better. I do. Mateer's done some good things, but he's missed some things. Simpson's,
there he did. They just showed it.
Yep. And you can't false starts are so easy to see. There's one guy down the line watching the referee. You're supposed to, any movement early, you throw the flag. So that's ridiculous. And that really hurts Oklahoma. They're changing the play.
Yep.
Like, get on that side. No, you get on that side.
No, you go. So are they changing the whole play? Like, I mean, does he just say a code word and it changes everything, or how does that work?
Yeah. Oh, he fumbled the ball.
Uh-oh.
He fumbled the ball. Or a mouthpiece, maybe. It's a mouthpiece. That is a fumble. Looks like Oklahoma has it. Maybe.
Let's see. They're going to show me the replay here. Yeah, that ball is definitely out before he hits the ground. He's airborne when that ball comes out. I think Cheese is frozen again here for a second. And he's right. A mouthpiece goes just absolutely flying. And now there's a mad scramble for the football. Alabama has kept it, though. 3rd and 11. I can hear you a little, yes. And again, as Cheese has said, they're changing the play. We got something going on with Cheese's stuff here. Drop back. And Simpson is going to get just tackled all the way back at the 46-yard line. And this is going to bring up 4th down and forever. So Simpson's going to drop out. He's going to go back into a shotgun formation. You're going to get a stunt from the middle linebacker here as he comes all the way around, number 38, and is just going to absolutely, not only does he sack him, but he grabs him and he kind of drags him backward. And Simpson can do nothing about it. All he's just trying to do is simply hang on to the football there. What a play. That may be one of those things that turns this around. So you got Blake Dowd, D-O-U-D, going to punt this ball away. A low, kind of more of a line drive kick that touches down on the 14-yard line. Takes a bounce to the 7. All right. So we are at the first round of the college football playoff here. Let me bring Cheese back up on stage. There he is.
Can you hear me?
We got him back. Yes, I can hear you.
Sound might not be as good. I went ahead and just took the same plug. I had to take this off. I plugged in the Ethernet because the Wi-Fi was messing up.
Okay.
Damn Wi-Fi. So I should be okay. It's just if you have trouble hearing, you might have trouble hearing me because I'm using these crappy headphones.
A little bit. I do have. It's not as good as it was, but man, just being able to hear your voice simply just adds to the broadcast. So it's okay, sir.
I agree. All right, are you ready to talk about James Madison, Oregon? That's the last one.
Oh, yes, that's right. James Madison, Oregon. All right, let me get to my notes. Thank you for prompting me on it here, buddy. Number 12, James Madison, at number 5, Oregon. It will be 7:30 tomorrow night on TNT. In my viewpoint, another shootout. Again, some stats for you. Both teams score over 37 points on average per game. They average at least 450 yards total per game. But again, it's that level of competition. And it's the fact also that as I looked at a lot of things, Oregon doesn't have that, what I would call standout stat. They don't have that number where they hold a team to this, or they do this really well, Oregon's one of those teams that seems to do everything above average, but nothing extremely well. And also they don't do anything bad. They do everything like right above average. What do you think about the Oregon team and how they perform, and if they're going to be able to win on Saturday?
Yeah, I think you said it best. They don't, they lost Jordan James, lost Tez Johnson last year, lost some weapons. Obviously, quarterback Dylan Gabriel had a really good year, but they got Dante Moore. So I don't think their offense is as good as last year, but I think their defense might actually defense is better than probably people give credit for.
Okay.
No one talks about it as a great defense. Last year they were talking about it as a great defense, but it collapsed against Penn State and Ohio State. Their last two games was not good. So I think their defense is actually better this year at this point than it was last year. But James Madison, yeah, they have a good quarterback, good running. They can score points, but they have just not faced – the best team they faced, I think, was Louisville, and they lost by 14. Oregon's a lot better than Louisville. So I don't think it's going to be close. James Madison, their only chance is Oregon just has trouble scoring points.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's going to be an absolute slaughter. Give me I'm looking at the spread, 20.5. Yeah, give me Oregon cover that, maybe win by 30. There's just too much talent. There's a big talent difference. Yeah, JMU can put up points against their competition, but against Louisville, they scored 14 points. That's not good enough.
No.
So, yeah, I'm going to take Oregon to win by like 30.
All right. And I'll be with you. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick them to win by 30, but I certainly think they're going to win the game. That spread would make me possibly bet against them for the spread. But certainly straight up, I'm going to pick them. There's another one of your design runs, and they got 1 yard off of it. So
yeah, they're putting a guy in the box. They're putting a spy. They do not want him to beat them that way. They're going to make him throw down the field, and that's what he's going to have to do.
But even in the beginning, not only were they running the ball well, but they also were able to do those short screen passes that came over the middle. And I don't know why they're not running those. That's kind of like a run, right? I mean, at least offensively, you kind of look at it the same way, right? Like a little bubble screen or something like that.
Maybe after the interception, they want to throw any short passes.
That's true.
No, that's a good point. They should. The short passes set up the longer passes too. You throw enough short ones, they'll start creeping closer to the corners. So we got a 3rd and 5 here.
False start off.
Now it's a 3rd and 10.
The Berg is going absolutely bonkers on the sideline.
I think he thinks Alabama was caused it by like saying something.
Yeah, or stomping. He keeps stomping his foot, so I think that's what he's. But they can stomp their feet like that all they want, right?
Yeah, what you can't do is yell something that the quarterback is like typically yells. You can't do that. But even then, sometimes that's hard to find. There's a lot of little tricks. They're overloading on the left side of the offensive line. You see that? There's 3 rushers there.
Yeah.
They're overloading there.
Oh.
Here they come.
Oh.
They had a safety and a linebacker blitz. Incomplete. Batted down by Lawson. Deontay Lawson. We haven't talked about him. He is probably a second-round pick. He is an absolute stud linebacker. He's not Orville Reese, but he is really, really good player. I think he's about, I'd say probably a mid-second to early 3rd-round pick right now. If he works out really well, maybe he falls in the 1st round.
If you saw the replay from the end zone and you saw Matir do that thing again where he drops the elbow down and throws sideways.
And hit him in the face. He hit him in the face.
Yeah, hit him right. Yeah. Why?
It's terrible mechanics. You only throw sideways if there are guys coming at you.
There's terrible mechanics.
Yeah. Oh, God. And terrible punt. Terrible punt. He shouldn't even pick that up because he could only fumble. There's no reason to pick that up. I get why he did, but and the thing is, he dropped the punt. And when he did punt this game, not the drop. He's done well, but that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He shanked it.
Yeah, well, I think he's scared now.
Alabama's going to have the ball on the 30? Is it the 30-yard line? 30, 35?
Yes,
Up
right around
3,
there because it hit on the 40. So, 35-yard line. Yes.
Yeah, 35. It's unbelievable field position.
They're already in field goal range, I would think, or pretty close.
That false start was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But got conservative. Run first down, run second down. You're down 3 in the college football playoff. You didn't try a pass once in the first 2. You got to try once. Okay, there's a 6-yard run. That's what Alabama needs. They need runs more than like a yard or 2. They need 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a big play for them. That's another thing. When you struggle running the ball, it's tough to put teams away when you can't run the ball.
Well, right, because you can't milk the clock.
But also, if you have to pass, you can't run the ball. You have to pass it, lead to incompletions. Yeah, stops the clock. Yep.
Stops the clock. Yeah, right.
2nd and 4 here.
I was going to say another run, but no. Whoa, how did he get that ball? Oh, maybe not. This is going to be interesting.
No. Jeremy Bernard, like he had it, and
they're saying it's complete.
I think it's either incomplete. I think it's incomplete. I don't. Let's see.
Let's see here.
Does he have it? 1 foot, 2. No, that's not. That's
a completion, I think.
Oof. Well, it was moving, and then it was. I think you have to challenge this.
They don't.
You have to take a chance and challenge that because you can't give up a touchdown here. You can't go down 2 scores. Heck of a play by Jeremy Bernard.
It was.
And the defensive player had great coverage, didn't look back, and then he tried to rip it out. That ball's moving. I don't know. I don't think that's a catch, but it doesn't matter. And once again, Alabama goal line. They can't run the ball. It's a problem in the goal line.
That's a heck of a play by Johnson, the cornerback there.
Yeah, he had great coverage, just didn't turn around.
But it's like you said, you don't necessarily have to turn around if you're, if you're able to rip the ball out as he's falling or whatever. Put your arm in there. I see that all the time where people put their arms and stuff in, and they actually get the turnover or whatever. That was a heck of a play.
All right, so we got a timeout here. Can we talk about Michigan a little bit?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. So Michigan, if you did not know, their head coach got fired for inappropriate conduct. Apparently he was doing a lot of bad things. You can look it up. I'm not going to too into it. Then he got arrested for stalking, and it was bad.
It snowballed from there, right?
But the investigation had been going on for several weeks, apparently. And I have a problem with this. First of all, I have a problem. They knew about this before the signing period. They waited till after the signing period to dismiss him. Then all of a sudden he's arrested right after he's fired. It just felt like to me, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I keep saying that, but I'm not, because all this stuff, it just look at the facts. It's like Michigan waited till after the signing period, and the police waited till after that to arrest him and all this because they didn't want to lose their whole recruiting class. It's like they waited. And I have a problem with what's going on in Michigan. Jim Harbaugh won a national title, but he was caught cheating. If he comes back to college football, he will be suspended. They had recruiting violations. They have a lot. I don't want to get too into it, but there's an issue with Michigan. There's an issue with Michigan football. I don't like what's going on. I think it needs to be an NCAA investigation into all this. There's too many things going on here. And I think Michigan waited, knowing they're going to fire him. And the police waited. They asked the police, wait until we get a recruit signed, then we're going to fire him. I just think this is a problem. I think NCAA needs to investigate this. What do you think?
I agree with you. Not only do I think they need to investigate this, I think the athletic director needs to be held accountable for some of this, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is where you're going to go with it. So I'm gonna put the rocket boosters on us here and do it this way. I know Michigan is a great football school. It's probably top. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it top 10, but I will put it top 15 jobs in the country as far as college football goes.
Sure.
But with this cloud hanging over top of it, you've got Kenny Dillingham. Maybe if Alabama loses this game, which I'm not sure if they're going to now, but if maybe DeBoer goes to Michigan, that's one of the other rumors too. If you're a coach out there, Cheese, what does Michigan have to do either for you or for your family, or what do they have to guarantee you is going to happen in order for you to take this job? Because if I'm any kind of honest coach, I'm not sure if I want to be within 50 feet of Michigan.
What if they don't win the national? All I can think of is, what if they don't win the national title? Is it really a good job? Is it just, Michigan, they'll always blow it? Yeah, there's just this controversy is bad. I don't want to say exactly what he did, but it's so inappropriate. I mean, there was OnlyFans models involved. There was stalking. There was so many inappropriate things. Hey, they ran the ball. Big play for Alabama there. They had to know some of this weeks ago, and they sat on it until, signing period's done. Recruits are signed, everything. Then all of a sudden, boom, and then he gets arrested right after that. Something stinks here.
Yeah,
there's something. You're right. Team president, athletic director, something stinks. And they had all these violations. They won the national title, but with all these violations, none of them were big time. Although any violation really should be looked at. But Jim Harbaugh had to go to the NFL because he was going to be suspended. Sharon Brown actually didn't he? He actually coached some games before Harbaugh left. He was Jim Harbaugh was suspended for Yeah.
Michigan tried to self-impose, if you remember correctly,
Yes.
and then they're like, "Oh, what do you mean? We self-imposed. You're still going to punish us? Are you kidding me?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're still going to punish you." And they're like, "Okay, Jim, you need to go to the NFL, buddy."
Just adding up all these things the last 3 years adding up. I don't know. It's a mess there, and NCAA needs to do an investigation because there's something going on with that university, and I'm not saying Sharon Brown is like, obviously he's a sick individual, but
Yeah.
What did they know? When did they know it? And did they purposely wait? And did they ask the police to wait till after everyone signed their letters of intent? I want to know that, because if this comes out and he's fired a week or two before, they're going to lose a lot of recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
And they know that.
And they know that. And I don't know. It just kind of stinks to me. I just kind of have a problem with this. I think they need to look into it.
Yeah, so the second half yards are 169 to, I believe it was 70 in favor of Alabama, and we still got 7 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the second half. So
crazy.
Just a dominant comeback from Alabama here.
All that unanswered.
Oh well, no, they scored. Most of it was unanswered.
No, so we got to bring something up. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is going to Michigan no matter what. I think Kenny Dillingham.
Don't make me mute you.
If he wants the job, I think it's his.
Well, let me give you a few things that I know because I'm from here. I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm some big insider. I'm not trying to say that at all, right?
Real quick, he's the Arizona State head coach. Anyone doesn't know. Go ahead.
Correct. That's okay. Yeah. Got the forks up shirt on here.
Yeah.
So here, like I say, here's the things that I know. Kenny Dillingham won't really come out and answer anything in a press conference. He's being really smart about this. So he's not saying I want out, but he is using hashtags, I love it here and stuff like that, and things that he's releasing. He has said that he loves it in Arizona. He was an Arizona State graduate, but he's also not dismissing the fact that they're contacting him, and we all know they are. So I believe it was yesterday, actually, in a press conference, he was asked.
They're done. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He was asked if
that play did not do much. You wanted that wide receiver screen. It did not do much. Yeah.
Third down and 8. Big play for Oklahoma. We're about to find out if they're hard to kill or not. I've been waiting to use that line for 3.5 quarters now.
With Fitty.
And I don't think they're pretty easy to kill.
They're not protecting them. They have some really good design blitz in the second half. I'll say this: the defensive coaches have done an outstanding job. Collins with the sack there.
Yeah, they're going to show you here how he's going to do a loop around.
Well, they're overloading the left side. That must be the weakness they think in Oklahoma. They're overloading that side.
So then, wouldn't you put a running back over there or something? I mean, they're not doing.
They're not doing that. They're not keeping a running back or tight end in at all. They're not doing it. They should adjust, but they're not.
And there's another punt. Holy mackerel! He booted that one. It looked like there's a flag. It looked like there's a player down, number 18. I just saw him roll into the picture.
It's going to be a block in the back for sure. The guy on Alabama.
Now, is this going to give the ball back to Oklahoma?
They call it a hold. I think they missed a block in the back too. Maybe there was both.
Looked like they did.
No, it was after the punt. So they just have worse field position. But yeah, I mean, Oklahoma they're down 2 scores. They need a 3 and out. They need a 3 and out really bad. Okay, let's talk Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, that's fine. So Kenny Dillingham he was asked to, I believe it was yesterday. They asked him, how is everything going? Because it's no secret around here. Because I live in Arizona. For those of you who don't know, I'm about 30 minutes away from the stadium itself. So we know that Michigan's negotiating with him. We know every day that goes by, basically, that Michigan doesn't hire a coach. That makes me bite off one more fingernail, right? Because I'm just scared that he's going to go there. And he was point blank asked in the press conference he gave either today or yesterday, how is your negotiation going with Arizona State? Earlier in the week, he said that he was negotiating with Arizona State. I don't know if he just said that to try to shut everybody up and not talk about it or whatever it was. But in this latest press conference, he admitted that the negotiations have been going on for 6+ weeks.
Okay.
That's not good.
No.
I mean, does this mean they don't want to give him what he wants? And if Michigan does, he's going to jump ship? I mean, that's kind of how I read into it a little bit. What would you think about a statement like that?
Get it done or not. I mean, for recruiting, like get it done or not. Like they could have gotten it done right before signing day. Here's if you're an Arizona State fan, here's what worries me. Jordan Tyson's going pro.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Levitt's probably transferring quarterback. Jordan Tyson's a wide receiver going pro. Of course he will. He'll probably be a top 10 pick, maybe top 5. He's best receiver in my opinion in next year's draft. Relief Brown, I think, is going pro.
Yes, he just announced yesterday.
Their
cornerback is going to go pro. I can't remember his name right offhand, but he's declared for the draft.
Oh yeah, he's really good. Keith Abney.
Mm-hmm. I believe that's correct.
And then they have an offensive lineman who's really good. Is he going pro? Do you know?
I haven't seen that.
Can you help me pronounce his name? Is it Ihenaker?
I'm not going to help you pronounce it. I'm just going to say you're right.
Ihenaker? Oh, gosh. Max. His first name is Max.
There you go. We got that one.
The point I'm trying to make is they were in the college football playoff last year, won the conference. This year, they were ranked most of the year. They beat Texas Tech, only team to do that. Mm-hmm. They've been successful. I know the goal was to make college football playoff, didn't, but still, they've been very good. If he thinks that they may drop off to a 6 or 7 win team, I could see him leaving. It's not just about going for better opportunity. It might be like, if I'm losing transfers, I'm losing my best players, we're going to drop off. I might never get another chance at a job like this because I might never have a 2-year stretch like this ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm thinking. Is this about?
So this is the ceiling, right?
Yeah. They were the number 4 seed last year. They played Texas so well. I was really hoping they beat them.
Nice run stop right there. That's that Heineke kid again you were talking about.
He's had a really good game. So that's the only thing I think of. Most coaches won't leave their alma mater unless things really line up. So it hasn't happened yet. So we'll see what happens. I just don't think Kalen Moore's leaving Alabama. I don't see it, especially if they win this game, which they probably will. We'll see. I just don't see it. Especially with what's going on in the university. Michigan, the job I think it's a top 10 job, not top 10. I think it's top 10. But right now, is it? Because of what's going on? Typically it is. But, it's a mess right now.
It is a mess. And is it going to get any better?
The quarterback probably. Do you know he Bryce Underwood, all his social media, he took Michigan off all of it. So we think he's transferring.
Yeah. Well, he's done it. He's put in I believe he's already put in the portal.
Oh, he has. Okay. Well, then he's gone. So they need a quarterback. So.
But they paid him a boatload of NIL money. So.
Oh, he was the number 1 recruit in the country, at least either Rivals or ESPN. He was number 1 5-star recruit, and he just can't pass. Can't pass the ball.
You know what? I'm going to look this up just to make sure I'm right.
I follow college football. I follow NFL. I cannot follow recruiting and transfer portal stuff. There's only so much I can cover. So I just don't really follow on who's the list of transfer portal. So I usually find out in the spring or even the next year. Some of these players, I had no idea they were transferring. So big third down coming up here. Oklahoma has to get a stop. If you had to put money on one team to win it all, who would you put money on?
For this college football playoff?
Yeah, Tulane's your team, right? Tulane?
So it says that Underwood has not formally entered the transfer portal, though he has scratched Michigan off of all of his social media. So,
I mean,
yeah, he has
come on.
not officially entered the transfer portal.
You do not do that unless well, more than likely they told him you're probably going to have to compete for the job with someone else because it just wasn't effective enough. And you made a good point when we talked about him. They didn't have the best receivers necessarily. They have a good running game, so it wasn't all his fault, but he struggled passing the ball. All right, 3rd and 5. Oklahoma has to get a stop here.
Oh, sack. They
needed it. And that's
Wine,
Taylor Wine. I'm assuming that's his last name. He's a stud. He is a absolute stud. He's big too. He might be 280. He's big.
So he is an interior lineman,
no,
correct?
He's an edge. No, he's an edge.
Oh, is he the edge?
Destroyed, but you see that they ran a stunt and he destroyed the left guard. Yeah, he's an edge.
I mean, for a guy like me who's not a real great, offensive, defensive line guy like what you are, and they move all these guys around all the time, it's hard for me to figure out. Is he an interior? Is he the edge? Is he this? I'm glad I've got a guy like you who can correct me.
Well, yeah, he's a defensive end opposite R. Mason Thomas. He's the other end. But look at his arms, and you see that? He didn't look like he has a lot of length. When he was tapping that arms, I can't measure his arms. It's hard to tell there, but to me, he doesn't look like he has the most length. But I love his effort. He's a good athlete, but he's nonstop motor. I love the nonstop motor. So, like Jack Sawyer had nonstop. He had a length, but he had a nonstop motor.
Mm-hmm. You can be disruptive that way. You might not necessarily always, sack the quarterback, but being disruptive is pretty effective as well.
Yeah, just ask Texas about Jack Sawyer. They don't just ask. That was the play of the college football playoff. That was the best chance Ohio State had to lose last year.
Yes.
And Texas was about to tie it up, and that changed everything. Throw it away. 2nd and 10.
I thought they were going to get him for a grounding, but he was out of the pocket, I guess. So
yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay, he is out of the pocket.
Let's see. Yep.
And that's the rule, right? As long as you're out of the pocket and so there's two parts to it. You have to be out of the pocket and the ball has to go beyond the line of scrimmage, correct?
Or yes, the third thing is you can throw it behind the line of scrimmage in the pocket if there's a receiver like in the backfield, like there's a running back you can throw at their feet. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Nice check down there. He did not look to the right side for a good 3 or 4 seconds. Nice check down there. Good job.
Yeah, but this is what Alabama wants. They want the 5-yard play, keep the clock running because it's a 2-score game. But yeah, they've got to go down and get a score, and they got to score quickly. They're going to run out of time. I know they only have one timeout.
Oh.
They've got to get a score. Nope. Is it a fumble or is it incomplete?
I don't know, but the second guy fumbles it, and
I'm not sure he ever had it. You better hope he didn't, because that's Alabama ball.
They still haven't decided. They're chatting amongst
Watching
themselves.
TV. I don't think he ever had it.
Oh, now they're saying Alabama ball.
Great play by number 10 for Alabama. I need to look up who that is.
I think it was Brown that actually
Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Justin Jefferson. He's a stud. He'll never be the best Justin Jefferson to play in NFL when he makes it. But
yeah, that's a fumble.
Let's see. 1, 2. I think that's incomplete.
I think so.
You have to do 2 steps in a football move. Did he ever get 2 feet down? I don't think so.
Okay, so they're reviewing it now. Well, I know I'm a little ahead of you.
Yeah. It's funny you weren't, but when I was having the internet stuff, my TV's connected to the internet, it got froze, so that I was right online with you. Let me try turning it off, turning it back on. Let's try it.
Okay.
When I had all those internet issues, I got behind you.
That's all right. So yeah, I mean, okay. Let me ask you the last question here that I want to get from you, as we're getting close to 200 people with us here live on the Lights Out Sports live GameCast of the Alabama versus Oklahoma college football playoff game.
Okay, so it is incomplete, 4th and 5. Okay.
Yep. So they're giving it back to Oklahoma here, and you've got to do this. You got to go on 4th and 5 here, right? You have no choice whatsoever, right?
Oh yeah. If you were on your own one,
Is this a short pass again? Is this a design run? What are you calling here, Chiefs?
I'm trying to hit Deion Burks. That's my guy, number 4.
Okay. They are going to pass it. Well, maybe. Oh, there we go.
Number
Number
11,
11.
wide open. Look at him go. Look at him go.
He gets
Wow.
to the 17 or so yard line. Gibson is his name.
Gibson. I'm not familiar with him. He must be down the depth chart, but what a play. Well, he buys time with his legs and someone just standing wide open. Yeah. Just wide open in the middle of the zone.
And you're right. He bought time with his legs right there. Absolutely.
Rolled
there we
left.
go. A little dump off over the middle for 5 yards.
That's to Blaylock, the running back. That's a win for Alabama, though, because it keeps the clock running.
Right. The clock continues to run. Absolutely. 3:43 left in the game.
But they got to get a touchdown here.
Alabama has a 10-point lead at 34-24. They're chasing him. He's running for his life again, and he gets sacked.
You got to throw that away. He put his head. The worst thing you can do is put your head down. You got to keep your eyes downfield so you don't know.
He has the running back in front of him open at first. 6 right there. He's got him open. Oh, he can't throw
he
the
could have kept
line.
going. He should have kept going there. He got to right there when he saw that he should have thrown out of the back of the end zone. That's just look at all this time coming off. It's just.
Yeah, we're down to by the time they snap it, it's going to be 3 minutes left in the game.
He's got to come back for another year. He's just he wouldn't be ready for the pros.
Did they call it? Okay,
Alabama
so Alabama took a timeout.
They waited till he was about to snap it and took a timeout. They're going to talk about this. Here's the
last thing on the Kenny Dillingham, going to Michigan thing here, right? So, how much of a difference do you think money-wise Michigan has to pay NIL money as opposed to how much money an Arizona State has? Do you think it's significant?
Probably, but I don't know. I don't know if Arizona State has deep pocket. I really don't know what money. I mean, some universities, some in Texas have oil money. Oregon has Nike. It just depends on a lot of factors. Do you have some billionaire alumni? So probably more, but I couldn't say. What do you think? That was to nobody. So you have to take the 3 here. You have to take the 3. 4th and 9's tough. You have to go for the 3. You have to at least cut it to 1 score. Yeah. Now, if it's 4th and 3 or less, I'd go for it. But I don't know what this was. Once again, not on the same page. He just threw it away. He just threw it away.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to connect with him.
Well,
so they're doing, Tate Sandell's coming in.
I don't know what that play call was, but it was terrible. It was a terrible play call. It just didn't way. It was a disaster. The fact that he had to throw it away there is, I don't know what that was.
So here we go. The snap is up. The kick.
High snap, and he missed it, and that'll do it.
Yep, he just missed that kick.
The snap was high, terrible, and that will do it. Even if they get it back, it'll be under probably about a minute and a half, minute 20.
Even if it's a 3 and out.
So, Alabama got down 17-0, and you thought I remember I said I didn't even know if Alabama would score 17 points.
Wow. I am really shocked at the turnaround here. I did not see this turnaround coming.
They beat themselves for a while, and then Alabama outplayed them in the second half. But all the mistakes, the pick 6, the drop fumble, the 2 personal foul penalties. If they don't do the pick 6 and the drop fumble, they have a 2-score lead probably going in the 4th quarter. And instead it was tied. Actually, they were probably down going in the 4th quarter.
I was kind of, to be honest, I was hoping Alabama would lose this game because I would think that's the only chance that Michigan would have at Alabama's head coach if they lost this game. Now, I don't think Michigan
to hire
has a chance.
You wanted Michigan. Oh, you don't want. Okay, you want Kyle
because I don't want to lose Kenny Dillingham. Yeah.
What did I say? Did I say Kyle Whittingham? I meant Kenny Dillingham.
It's okay.
I just mixed up the Utah coach. He's not going anywhere. He's been at Utah 25 years or something like that. Kenny Dillingham. Yeah.
So if they don't get Dillingham, what's the other? Where are the other possibilities? I mean, I don't really see anything else. If you're saying no to Borg, which I think I'm going to agree with you here, he's not leaving Alabama now.
A friend of mine who liked Michigan sent me a message, not text, but he sent me a message. Who did he say? Hold on, let me check my email.
Okay, go ahead. While you're checking, I'm going to tell everybody that we certainly appreciate you guys being with us here. We love doing these watch-alongs. Stick with us. We might do 1 or 2 more of these college football watch-alongs before it's all said and done. The NFL season's not over yet. Then we'll get into the playoffs. So we'll probably do some more things. It sounds like you found it. Tell me who you got.
Yeah. Jed Fish Washington was his because he used to coach and be an assistant at Michigan. My pick when it first all happened, the person I would call is Jesse Minter. This is who he was the defensive coordinator under Harbaugh, and he's the Chargers defensive coordinator, and he's done a heck of a job because the Chargers defense, to me, doesn't have a ton of talent, and he's had them like a top 10 defense each of the last 2 years. I don't know if you lead the Chargers or but they're going to have a chance to make a playoff run, but that did nothing. So they're going to get it back, but they're down 10, and they're going to get it back. 2 minutes to go. So
now, what about do you have to declare an onside kick in college like you do in the NFL? Do you know?
I don't know, but it's obvious they'll have to go for it if they score.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other option, I think, unless there's someone out of nowhere, Biff Poggi, the interim coach.
What about Brian Kelly?
Oh, man. Wow. I don't think they do that, but if they're desperate enough, maybe. Oh, he caught it.
I thought he got intercepted there for a second.
Incompletion would have been bad for them, although it's 2-minute warning probably anyway. But okay, 4th down. They got
2-minute timeout. So
I think Jesse Minter would be my target. I don't know much about him personally, but he's just such a good defensive coach. He's such a good job in Michigan. Now with the Chargers, he do it at both levels. That would make so much sense to me. God, Chip Kelly. I didn't even think about him. But I wonder if Jed Fish Washington, he's only been there 2 years, if he'd go back to Michigan. Let me look up Jed Fish real quick. That's who my buddy wants. He's a big Michigan fan.
Okay. So I've got one more topic that I'd like to cover before we say goodnight to everybody here. So let's do that while you're looking up your information there as well. And that's this, Cheese. Do the non-power conference teams have to show up in these 2 first-round matchups?
It would help the argument of letting both of them in for sure. One of them is going to get in because the antitrust law. So anyone says, no, we should get 12 best teams, we should never let any of these teams in, or they have to be top 15, it's just not going to happen. Someone's getting in. If at least one of them makes it a close game, then that would help the argument for 2 of them getting in. But I think they're both going to be killed, especially James Madison. So, yeah, I think one of them for sure.
Okay. So as you have already alluded to, and more than once, because we kind of touched on these subjects 2 or 3 times throughout the night here, and you're right, the only reason that this is done is to prevent the litigation. So I would assume litigation would just mean money. So, you said you did some more research on it. I honestly didn't do a whole lot of research on it. But I want to ask you this. Would it be easier to just simply pay and concede and give the non-power conference teams money and then give me the best 12 teams or 14 teams or 16 teams?
Would they agree to that, though? They want to be in the playoff. I don't think so. I think they want to represent it.
I mean, how many of these crappy teams go to Ohio State knowing they're going to get slaughtered, but they do it because they're going to get $4 million?
If James Madison and Tulane both lose by 35 points, people are like, this is a joke. Notre Dame, BYU, Utah, Vandy is going to be pissed. Like, what the heck? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, let's say the Big 10, the Big 12, the ACC, and the SEC all got together and said, okay, we're going to give, we'll put, I don't know, $10 million a piece into a pot. We'll make it $40 million, and then we'll give it to the NCAA, and they can split it up amongst these crap hole teams however they want to, but we don't want none of them in our college football playoff. You don't think that the other conferences would say, shoot, yeah, you're going to give each one of us $2 million? Yeah, not a problem. We'll just go to a bowl game anyway.
Nope, they want representation. Some of them might say yes, but I don't think you win the vote. Pretty good return there.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to midfield. They just don't have. It's going to be tough. They don't have enough time. But Satania also returns. Yeah, he's just a stud. But Mateer, he's been inconsistent, and the tools are there. He's got to improve as a passer. He's got to improve his accuracy. Got to improve his mechanics. That sidearm throw, I don't know why. I saw
We've seen it twice.
I've seen Arch Manning doing it just out of nowhere, unnecessary. It's not. Typically, it sails on you when you do that.
Everybody wants to be Patrick Mahomes.
He does it when he has to, though. He does it to fit in, and he's good at it. Brett Favre used to do it, but only when he had to.
Get out of bounds. There you go.
Yeah, get out of bounds.
We're all get out of bounds.
Get that. Yeah, so Jed Fish, he used to coach Arizona, then he left for Washington, and he was the offensive coordinator of UCLA for a while and the interim head coach, and he was the Michigan quarterback coach in 2015, 2016. He's coaching the NFL a lot. So, but yeah, he's currently coaching Washington. And he inherited a mess at Washington where they lost like everybody, like all their best players, like off that team that almost that almost was in the national championship. And then this year he had a pretty good year, not great, but pretty good.
Okay. So they're down 10 points here. Do you get a few more yards, kick the field goal, and then go for the touchdown, or do you try to get the touchdown here and then onside kick it for the field goal?
If you trust the kicker, which I don't know if you do, you kick when you can. That's simply what you do because you have to get 2 scores anyway, and you waste too much time trying to get a touchdown. But I don't know if you can trust the kicker. He nailed a 51-yard, but then missed a 30-some yard. Yeah. And you had to make that. You had to. If they did, look what they'd be down 7 right now in great shape. That's not going to do anything. That's a terrible play call.
What are you doing?
Middle of the field. Terrible.
So let's set this up a little bit for the people who can't see it on TV like we can. So they're down. It's going to be second down now. They're a minute 18 seconds because they just clocked the ball.
Terrible. I don't know who called that play or why would you throw it? You can't
throw the ball over the middle of the field like that.
All right, they're going to kick it.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why they clocked it. Remember when we were talking about this earlier, where it seems like kickers like it in a certain spot? Maybe that's why they did that, and they come up and put it right in the center. All right, so here we go. We got a 51-yard attempt. He's got plenty of leg, and it is going to be good. Oh no, it's not. He didn't kick it far enough. That ball just died at the end.
We got an Alabama-Indiana matchup. Which, I mean, I know who I'm going to pick, but it should be interesting. That game will be. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, and I probably should tell you this off air, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now because I don't know how much time we'll have once this is done. Because you probably haven't ate yet or anything. So
I had a snack, but I have chicken, of course.
Of course you do. I had salmon today. So, and then my wife's got In-N-Out waiting on me. She went to town. She was like, "I'm not going to be doing anything anyway. You're going to be doing that stupid podcast. So I'm going to go get some stuff done." So
stupid podcast with that guy who has a dairy name. Yeah.
Right. But he does have nice hair. So
thank you.
Yeah. That wasn't me. That was her.
Well, it's accurate. She's just being accurate. It's good. Except about the podcast. She was wrong about that.
Right. Sure. Oh, man. You can tell it's the end of the game, can't you? So I don't know if I can do it or not, but I've got us in a couple of lotteries. I do the first responder stuff here, and you know which game is here in Arizona. So I'm trying to get us tickets to the Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta Bowl, is that the Final Four?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, So
okay.
Alabama,
all I'm telling you is look up the date and don't make any plans. I'm not making any promises. You don't make any plans. All right.
Okay. Indiana. Yeah. Okay. So basically Ohio State plays 7:30 New Year's Eve. Then New Year's Day, Texas Tech hosts the game at noon. 4 o'clock, Indiana, Alabama is at 4 o'clock on New Year's Day. Then Georgia gets the late game. It's the Caesars Superdome. I guess that's the Sugar Bowl. Okay. At 8 o'clock Eastern. So they get the late game New Year's Day. The Ohio State New Year's Eve. Are you off New Year's Eve? Will you be able to watch that?
I don't know yet. That's too far away for what I do for a living, but we'll see.
Okay.
I want to watch it. We'll see how all that works out.
Alabama, Indiana, crazy game. Last thing I want before we leave. Do you think, are you worried at all for the top 4 seeds that they're not playing for 3 weeks? Are you worried that because these teams played in the last, week and a half or so, that they'll have an advantage because they had a 3-week bye?
No, because I think everybody learned from last year. I don't think the coaches are going to let that happen this year. And especially with, everybody's going to be like, oh, here comes Alabama. They're going to do it. Here they go. Alabama didn't win this game. Oklahoma lost this game.
I agree.
Alabama showed me nothing in this game. I still believe that Alabama probably shouldn't have been in this game. I mean,
they're not going to be favored. Not many people are going to pick them to win. The only thing that worries me is like Indiana might come out flat. Like Oregon came out flat, so flat last year, and got hit in the mouth. We'll see. I think
we'll see.
I think some teams will be fine and some might not. They all lost this year, the top 4 seeds. But I'll say this: 5, 6, 7, 8 last year was stronger than this year. But seriously, the 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, I'm laughing because you just sounded like a cheerleader. 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, they were. They were Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. That group of teams was stronger than the 5 through 7 or 5 through 9 because Alabama won. So, okay, well, Alabama wins.
Okay, so you wanted to do one last thing? I want to do one last thing with you because who is your MVP? Who would you pick for the MVP of this game? And it does not have to be on Alabama because I wouldn't pick anybody on Alabama to be the MVP of this game. Again, none of them showed me anything.
Zaire Brooks, wide receiver from Alabama. He was outstanding. When that drive goes, when it was 17-0, he caught 3 catches on that drive, including a touchdown. True freshman receiver. He was outstanding.
Okay, you know what? I can't disagree with that. I mean, you've almost got to give it to somebody on the winning team.
Who you got? You got an Oklahoma guy.
I was going to pick Humphreys. I really think that, if I'm an NFL scout and I was watching this game and I'm looking for somebody to rise up my draft board, that's who I'm going to pick. I really liked what he did a lot today. You saw him change the play into the right scheme a lot. You saw him rush from the inside, rush from the outside, get to the quarterback,
Heineke,
be very disruptive.
I think you meant Owen Heineke, not Humphreys. Owen Heineke?
Yes, you're right. The
Heineke,
linebacker.
Yeah. Yes, Owen Heineke, yeah. Yeah,
he didn't impress me that much. I didn't even know his name.
Heineke, Humphreys, same thing.
I got the first letter right.
He is a junior, according to this. He had an outstanding game. Their linebackers are great, but you can't give a pick six. You can't drop a punt. You just can't make all the mistakes you made, 2 personal fouls, and expect to win. You can't. And Oklahoma fans are going to be livid. Yeah.
So who gets held accountable for this? For Oklahoma, who gets held accountable?
Well, Venables, he's not going anywhere, but they're not going to be happy with him. This is a game you were at home, a team you won on the road. You were favored. Majority of people were picking you. We both picked them. You can't lose this game. So you got to start with that coach.
Okay. Well, sir, I certainly appreciate it. Let's get a couple things ready here real quick before we say goodbye. So
just real quick to recap, we picked the same, only one game. We both have Oregon winning. You have Tulane over Ole Miss. I have Texas A&M beat Miami. You have Miami over Texas A&M. So No matter what, we're both 0-1. Your picks have been better than mine of late. We will talk about it on Tuesday. See who did better.
All right, sounds good. So what time on Tuesday? Because I gotta go to you for the times because I screw it up all the time. So
if you live in Arizona, it's at 6 o'clock.
Try if you
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time. Podcast where we'll talk. Yeah, we didn't get to talk much NFL or baseball. We will talk a lot about those on Tuesday, and of course we'll go over all the college football playoff games. We'll talk about them this Tuesday.
Is Tuesday Christmas Eve?
No, it's Christmas Eve. It's the 23rd.
Okay.
Yes,
right,
you'll see a different background. I will be at my parents' that day.
Oh,
So it'll be a
okay.
completely different background. But yeah, I will be at my parents' on that day.
All right, sounds good. They're your mom's okay for letting you do the stupid podcast? I'm sorry, the stupid podcast.
I'm not controlled by women in my life.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Unlike you. Yeah.
Okay.
Just mess with you. No, she has no problem. She watches the podcast a lot. So if she's not
Well,
too
shout out to Mama Cheese.
Oh, she's asleep right now.
Oh, is she? Well,
Yes.
she can see it on a tape delay when I shouted her out then.
She can. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Hey, I certainly appreciate you being with me. We need to kind of talk off air, look at some of the bowl games, look at some of the college football games. This was fun, man. Almost 4 hours long, but it sure didn't seem like 4 hours to me. So time flies when you're doing this. And I will say this as well. We like to have guests on here. We didn't get guests for this one. But if you are a podcaster and you're listening right at the moment and you're thinking, gosh, I'd like to be on that screen with those two sexy guys, then send us a DM over at All Gloves Off SM.
Nobody is saying that. There's two sexy guys. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, of course I did. I mean, we all know you got one, but I don't know about two, so I had to make sure that I said two. So yeah, DM us and see what we got, and we'll check with you here later on. But certainly appreciate all of you guys being with us. Over 170 of you came on and listened to us talk incessantly for almost 4 hours about college football and a few other things. So I guess it's working. And by the way, you guys have gotten us another sponsor, I believe, where I'm working out all the details.
Pepperidge Farm?
No. But we may have to drink. No alcohol, but we may have to drink on air with this one. So
coffee?
No.
Okay.
Well, why don't you just
Cheese
why don't you
coffee.
just make it to where if the sponsor's watching right now, they're like, nope, not doing that now, and just put a big X over top of it, buddy.
Cheese loves coffee.
Cheese loves coffee. I will try to get a coffee sponsor as well, but
it even says it on the mug.
You don't have to prove it to us, sir. We know you love coffee. For those people who have been here with us for a while, they all know.
Okay.
All right. Alabama won this game, and now they move on in the college football semifinal to face Alabama. Alabama won, and they will face Indiana in the next round of the college football finals. So
look forward to that game.
Yes. For myself, Mike Ballantyne, this is my buddy Cheese. We tell you so long as we say, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Good evening, everyone.